Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another episode of Critters Crime on the Farm. Let's see who we got in here tonight. Miss Chewy and Cricket Arrow and Lucky Girl and Robin B. And let's see. Miss Chewy and Cricket Arrow and Karen A7123. Sorry. And Angel Loader and Angela and Wise Old Lady and Audrey Presley And let's see who else we got. Nay Nay. Hello, beautiful people. I rarely catch a live, although would love to. My schedule doesn't allow me to. However, I never miss replay. Oh, thank you, Nay Nay. And Mama Bear of Two. Oh, thank you. Thank you for becoming a member of the Critters Crime family, Nay Nay. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you. God bless you, Nay Nay. Oh, that's sweet. Welcome. Let's see who else we got in here. Matthew. Hello, Miss Chewy and Daisy. And Mama Bear of Two and Mr. and Mrs. Can. Can. I hope I'm not missing over anybody. Let me see. Um, Hillbilly 29. Hello, Hillbilly 29. Hello, everybody. Let's see here. Who else we got? The VK Esters. D Lucky. And She Called Wildfire. And Matthew Cunningham. And It's Me Again, Margaret. And Patsy Russell. And Ferdy. And Stacy. And Sugar Boom, Boom, Boom. And Laura P. And Always Late. And Hope and Truth. And Cool Gamer. And Kim. Hello, Kim. It's me again, Margaret. Audrey D. Diane Parker and Clover Stitcher and Carla Ballinger and Lean on Me and Wendy and Polly Pam and D743, Sassy Gigi, Heidi, Fonda Cheeseman, Wendy. Let's see who else we got here, y'all. Everybody's piling in. Frankie, Juju, Jennifer Watts, Diana Parker, Robin N, Scouts Boo, Honeysuckle Mama. Y'all, I have a very, very interesting live tonight. Hey, the 123 Charlotte, Jamie McNichols. Oh, thank you, Wendy. Thank you for becoming a member of the Critters Crime family. Thank you. God bless you. Hey, Lucky Charms and Wind and Wimes. Thank you, Miss Wendy's and Nene. Thank you all. Michelle Davis. Denise. I saw the caller called into Dolly's. I can't believe her story. The guy was arrested on July 15th. Not a true story. Well, I think that Don and Candace is looking into it. They heard about it too. I didn't hear about it. Hey, Sherry Brooks and Roll Mountain and Stitches and Bitches and True Crime. Let's see who else we got here. Carly. I like the morning. And I think that's all the news. Sarah, reap what you sow. The Sleuth Fairy. Hello. And Palmy Mom. Hey. Welcome, y'all. How's everybody doing tonight? I want to thank my new members. Thank you for supporting my channel. That really means a lot. It helps my channel grow. I really appreciate it. Michelle said, Daisy, just going to get it started. Ronald was, hang on, saying some, yeah, I do want to address that. If anybody sees Ronald or has a clue that Ronald is in a fake name, get rid of him. I'm not having that over here tonight. Not after what happened last night. The viciousness that happened last night, I'm not gonna have Ronald back over here. Hey Kiki, thank you, Michelle. Hey Snow Dove Love and Candace Morin. Welcome everybody. Hot that like everyone. Hit okay. She told Dolly she talked to Can about it. She said she was kind to Can. Well, that's good. I didn't watch it. Candace and then was telling me about it earlier, so I don't know. I think they talked to their PIs about it, but I don't know. I don't really want to. I don't know. Um, Let's see. Hi, Brown Bear Jamboree. Hello, hello. If Ken wants to come up, I put a link out for her. Um, but yeah, Sassy Gigi tomorrow about my current job situation. I will. We'll pray in Jesus' name. Hey, Reap What You Sow. I hope I called you out too. There's the old Jinksters. Snow. What's
Go
up?
25 to the exact. Maybe that's all you need. You could go 2
So, allegedly,
smoking that tumbleweed.
I'm sorry, Robin, about what they did to you last night on that live.
As the marijuana burns, you could take
I'm
your
sorry.
turn singing them dirty rap songs.
We all
Stop
know that
the
wasn't
song
you.
like Chin Chin Chong.
Anyways,
And she ran go my first. Woo! Hey, lean on me.
uh,
P.
but
Mr.
anyways,
Missy.
Dad has his surgery on Friday. Prayers
Papa
appreciate.
B. Snow
Yes,
Angel.
remind me,
Darrow.
too.
Michelle
We're definitely
Davis.
for
That's
prayer.
go. Kim
Mommy,
B. My girl.
mommy.
Brown Bear Jamboree. Hold on, Daisy. Pommy
Okay, guys,
Mommy.
hurry.
Sassy Gigi. Fonda Cheeseman.
Hey, lean on
Michelle
me.
Davis. Sleuth Fairy. Reap What You Sow. Diane Parker. Chicka boom 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 boom. Candace Morin. Miss Chewy. Snow Dove Love. Kiki
I
I.
just want to tell my
Missy.
mods, if
I tell
any of
everybody.
y'all see Ronald in here under any name, get rid of him. Or Mystic Rogue, get rid of Mystic.
Yeah, I seen
Ben
Mystic
was trying to
running in the
say
program a
Summer
little bit.
was mistaken for keeping
Choo-choo!
his daughter
Goddess
due to
love.
a
Too
bust in,
lucky.
and there
Audrey
was no rest
D.
on that day. It was July 15th. I know. I think somebody
I
already
didn't
had
see
sent that
Mystic
to
talking bad about
Candace.
me, but I did see her talking bad about you.
Yeah, I seen it. That photo looked just like Robin. No,
Frankie,
I
my
promise it wasn't Robin.
homegirl.
That is not Robin.
Lean on me.
That
I added you
we're
on
not gonna
Facebook
go
under
there
Lean
today
on
though,
Me
Crystal.
channel.
But
Bless
yeah.
Lulu.
Hey, Miss Lulu. I'm gonna let it die as long as she lets it die. But if she continues, then I will continue. No mystic, yeah. Hey
Yeah,
everyone, if you can
please pray for my
pray for my
cousin's daughter.
cousin's daughter.
Yeah,
She
wasn't good.
was playing in their yard earlier and wasn't paying attention and ran through hot ambers. Oh, that is not good.
Oh, goodness. Wonder Woman.
Oh, that poor baby. Yeah,
I was
prayers in Jesus'
late.
name. Hey, Wonder Woman. I did not go live last night. It wasn't my live. I was talking about always late. It was a she show. It was vicious, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I posted some stuff today on my shorts that will let everybody know about what happened last night. I love you all. I may get mad, but I truly try to be non-biased and prayers for everyone. We love you too. Lean on me. Miss Daisy, your channel rocks. So let the haters hate. Thank you,
Who
Shasta.
said something to me? Wendy, let me tell you something. Players gonna play, players
Wendy.
gonna play.
Hey,
Them people are
Martina.
crazy. Them people don't even make
Today and
give.
shut
I don't even care about
was the
them.
devil for taking up for
Thank
Jinkies.
you, Wendy. I love
My
you.
mouth got blocked. I'm sorry, bless Lulu. You're our family over here, so don't worry about
Yes.
the hater hate. Haters gonna hate.
I don't
Hey,
need. Listen,
Tracy and Myrtle
there's
Burke
nothing
and
comes out of that
Jillian.
satanic mouth PG that I take 1 ounce of anything for. That woman's got some
Oh,
true
I'm
blue
sorry,
mental
Jennifer.
problems.
Hey, Danny S. I'm late, but I'm here. Never miss a live. Welcome, Rocket Girl. Rock up.
Always
Welcome.
late.
You watched the
Girl.
show
Rocket
last.
Girl. I'm gonna sing that song, Rocket Man, but Rocket Girl.
Well, allegedly, somebody came on Dolly's last night and was saying something about that they thought they were related to Candace and Dawn or something. I told them I told them to
Rocket
love us or
Girl.
hate us. We're still gonna shine. Amen.
Hey.
Hey, lucky girl. Hey, sad lady. Everybody's coming in
Oh well,
tonight.
men do. No, Miss Chewy, she was giving you hell too. She was
Yeah, she's
mad at
talking
you,
about
Miss
Miss
Chewy.
Chewy. Robin, she was over there trying to say that you was the picture I put up of her, and she was making fun of you, her and
Have
Justin.
you seen Have you seen what Robin looks like in real life?
Robin's
Robin's
beautiful.
nothing as ugly as PG. Robin's a gorgeous woman.
Hey,
She may be
Annabelle.
a mature woman, but
It
she's a
was very
gorgeous mature
interested.
woman.
She also went on another panel. Yeah, I think that the PI, Dawn and Candace has got their PIs looking into it. So she came up on Ziggy's too. I thought she was defending the Wells at first. They said she was defending them. I don't know. Was she not?
Yes, Robin is beautiful. She's a hot
Yeah,
mama
that was not
gal.
Robin. Farragher knows who it was.
Yeah, Program
But
knows it's
anyway, I don't want to bring her up because I want a positive on my show. I'm going to try to ignore the hate. Churs. I've had all I could take of them. Hey, raindrops! I did
Raindrops
what I had to do to
falling
defend
on
myself. I
my
put out a video of it. Thank
head.
you very
Keep
much for the.
falling on my head.
Oh, did Sleuth Fairy do memberships? Did she do any memberships? Let me go back and see here. You guys, I have to click on mine.
Yes, let's 5 Crime Crazy Critter memberships. Let's Fairy.
Oh, thank you, Sleuth Fairy. Thank
We
you,
gifted
thank
Tree
you.
Tree.
God bless
We
you.
gifted Reap What You Sow, Carly Scroggins.
Oh, yay.
Loudest Love
Thank
got a
you, Sleuth
membership.
Fairy.
Candace Moran
Yeehaw!
gifted a membership.
Thank you,
Bliss
Sleuth
Lulu was
Fairy.
gifted a
God bless
membership.
you guys. Hey, I'm a beach mama bear. Thank you all. If I could find that cowbell, we'd be ringing it right now.
Mm.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! There you go, Zinky. Thank you. There, go ahead and mock that one.
Okay, hold on.
Yeehaw! Oh my lord. Hey, Jamie. I'm going to, Jamie. I am, but I had to defend myself by putting out evidence today. Thank you so much, you guys, for everybody that's become members and supporting my channel. That means a lot. I know it's crazy, you guys. My yeah, it gets my blood pressure high, and it just makes me upset because I don't like to
Well,
fuss.
I'm like everybody's like, oh well, Candace and Don doesn't try to live for summer. Candace
Yeah,
and
they
Don
do.
has PIs.
Candace is putting out
They got
flyers too.
professional people on this case. I
Yeah.
don't know where that comes from. Mr. Cookadero gave you $9.99.
Oh, thank you, Auntie Sherry. Thank you for supporting my channel. Yeehaw, yeehaw. Bring it that cowbell.
Oh
I love
goodness.
you too, Lucky Charms. Thank you, Auntie
Hi
Sherry.
Matthew. Hi
Y'all gonna hear
Matthew.
a lot of yelling tonight. And with the day I had that would have
Squall
been great.
tits.
That's everybody's coming in here. There's Squirrel Tit. uh, the chat's going by. Hey,
Hi
Tennessee
Tennessee
Southern
Southern Belle.
Belle. I still ain't got my blood pressure
Holy
medicine yet.
Tam Tam.
Squaw said I caught the end of Michelle After Dark and heard only the ending. I have not had time to listen to it all. The voice kind of sounds familiar. I think she had been on someone's panel before. They said it was Ziggy's. I don't know how true it is or not, but could Summer have been a victim of a mix up? Miss Stacy, do you think we will ever know what happened to Summer? I believe with all the people praying for Summer, I think eventually something will give. I really do. Can you show the dog stitching maid? The dog stitching maid?
She don't know me either,
Are you the
Robin.
one that made that? I'll back the parents once they have been cleared, and that hasn't happened yet. Nobody's been cleared though. It's not they've not been named a suspect though. That's the thing, Sharon.
Yeah,
They've
nobody's been
not been
cleared.
named a suspect. You know. But I know as soon as I sent that thing to Candace today, she sent it straight to her PIs and Dawn and them as well. She was on Ziggy's too. Oh, that's you. Okay, let me see if I can bring it up here. Um, hey, little wing. Right, everybody's a suspect. Hey, Sassy Seven. Everybody's a suspect, but we can't go and be vicious to the parents either. We don't. listen, I've talked to that mommy behind the scenes.
Right, lean on me.
She definitely can definitely believe someone took her baby. Hey Vanessa, it's it it is for sale. Let me see if I can bring that up for you, okay? Yes, it is. Let me see.
Okay.
What, Big Mama?
That wasn't me, that's Robin.
I'll tell you what, Stitches, I'll show that at the end of the show. I'll pull it up because I've already got it pulled up about this. Now, I want to show you these two cases, and they're very, very interesting. Both these girls survived a horrific ordeal and they were targeted. And actually, one little girl's uncle was blamed and he failed the lie detector test, but he had nothing to do with the little girl going missing. But listen, but y'all got to think about this, Sharon. Summer is our focus, but why can't we work with the parents to try to find out what happened to Summer? And that's what we're doing. You don't understand. We talk about Summer behind the scenes all the time and what could have happened and who could have took her. It's just because that you know we. I'm telling you, please just hold tight and try to be neutral because it will come out. Just like Candace said, when it comes out, people are going to be very feel bad about attacking the parents. That's all I'm going to say, okay? With all the drug pins arrested being released from jail, I wonder if the platinum blonde on Summer was mistaken for another platinum blonde looking narcs kids. Well, I don't know. A lot of people fail lie detectors test. That's the reason they don't use them in court. Yeah. And in these two cases, that's what happened. And everybody was blaming the uncle on, I think it was Shasta's case. And there was another person and they blamed close to Missy. And they were complete stalkers and strangers who took these kids. And they both survived. They lived to survive because the perpetrators were both serial killers, had hurt other children. And so these kids actually saved other children's life. Miss Chat's going by so fast, you guys. I can't really read it right now. So yeah. Hey Robin, was you wanting to say something, honey? But I'm gonna bring that up right quick. The first one is going to be about Midsi Sanchez, and the credit is to Unseen. And I want you guys to see how fast this can happen before y'all judge. Okay, I want you all to be able to see what can really happen. Okay, so this is credit to Unseen.
This footage hides the most disturbing secret. It was taken on August 12, 2000, in Vallejo, California. The girl in the window is 8-year-old Midsi Sanchez. She looks happy in her father's arms, surrounded by friends and family. But on her birthday, Midsi's life will take a shocking turn for the worse. 12 years earlier, Amber Swartz Garcia is playing jump rope in her front yard in Pinole, California, when she's abducted in broad daylight. After years of searching with no solid leads, the 7-year-old is presumed dead. Her body is never found. December 9, 1999, 11 years after the disappearance of Amber, 7-year-old Ziana Fairchild goes missing after witnesses saw her talking to a man at a Vallejo gas station. 1 year passes, and still Ziana is nowhere to be found.
I miss you guys.
For over 12 years, the state of California is terrorized by a serial killer targeting children. Having made 8 victims already, no one knows where he will strike next. But on August 12, 2000, 8-year-old Midsi Sanchez will become the last victim of the serial killer. She will be forever known as the one who escaped and brought him to justice.
Vallejo police are again asking for the public's help tonight in locating a missing 8-year-old girl.
To the person who took my daughter, I don't care what they done to her, just bring her back to me. I just want to see my daughter again.
There was someone out there that was hunting children. We needed to find that person.
Missy, if you're watching, I love you. Please come home.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with.
It's December 9th, 1999. In the quiet town of Vallejo, California, Midsi Sanchez lives a normal life with her parents and her 3 siblings. 7:30 a.m., less than 2 miles away from where Midsi lives, 7-year-old Ziana Fairchild disappears on her way to school. Police follow every possible lead to try and find the missing girl, to no avail. After months of investigation with the help of the FBI, the case grows cold. Ziana Fairchild is presumed dead. August 10th, 2000, 8 months after the disappearance of Ziana, Midsi Sanchez leaves for school at around 7:30 a.m. It's Midsi's birthday, and her mother Susanna is preparing a party for her. At around 4 p.m., Midsi's sister begins to worry that she hasn't come home from school yet and calls her mother. After reaching out to teachers and friends, Susanna understands that her daughter is missing. The entire family starts to worry, calling everyone they can to ask for help in searching for the 8-year-old girl. When police arrive, flyers are already being handed out in the neighborhood, people knocking on every door, but there's no trace of her. August 11th, 24 hours have passed since Midsi went missing. The sheriff's department receives a phone call from a landfill worker who claims to have seen bloody clothing in one of the truck dumps. Investigators discover the cloth belonged to a Vallejo motel. They fear the worst for Midsi and Tiana. But as the police scour the landfill, no further evidence is found. Time is running out. August 12th, 2 days since Midsi was taken. At around 11 a.m., the sheriff's office receives a call from a man named Carl Tafwa, who says an 8-year-old girl jumped in front of his truck and says to have been kidnapped. He also has the license plate number of the car from which the girl has escaped. When police ask for the name of the girl, she says her name is Midsi Sanchez.
She comes running to the truck saying, help me, I've been kidnapped from Vallejo. She was pretty frightened when she jumped in my truck. I mean, she really thought that guy was going to come and try to kill her.
With the license plate number given to police by the truck driver, the search focuses on one man, Curtis Anderson. Apparently, police know Anderson very well.
He is a 3-strikes candidate, having been convicted of theft and kidnapping.
The location where Midsi was rescued is close to Anderson's former place of employment. According to a colleague, he came in to ask for a heavy-duty garbage bag.
So he didn't say what the garbage bag was for?
No, he didn't say anything about the garbage bag.
But what are you thinking now?
Now I'm thinking of something else.
August 12th, several hours after Midsi's escape, Curtis Anderson is arrested. As Midsi is brought home in the arms of her father, she's welcomed by a crowd of cheering friends and family. Although they mean to celebrate her return, Midsi is visibly too upset.
All right, Midsi!
It was a birthday party the Sanchez family and their Vallejo neighbors.
Okay, it's about to get a little graphic, y'all, of what he did to her. Hello, white boy. I'm sorry, you all. Hey, Can. You can come up too. I got to stop it for just a minute, but I want you all to see, of how this is the little girl I told you that he put in he chained her up in her car and went to her parents' house and knocked on the door while she was out in the driveway and asked for flyers. So I'm going to continue this, okay? Here we go. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit because I don't have a copyright. Okay. Here we go.
Feared would never happen.
No one understands the nightmare she just went through. Her story begins on August 10th.
It was the day of my birthday party. I wanted to help my mom get all this stuff together, go get the cake, set up balloons. And so I didn't want to go to school. I asked my mom if I could just, stay home. But she said no. She didn't want me to miss school. She wanted to surprise me, and do her own thing. So I went to school that day.
Midsi spends her day in class, waiting anxiously for the bell to ring.
Normally, our routine was I would meet up with my brother right after school and some friends, and we would walk home together. They couldn't wait. The bell rang, and I took off.
Her house is only 6 blocks away. As her route is on one of the busiest streets in Vallejo, she doesn't think twice about leaving without her siblings, convinced that nothing will happen. When she's only 1 block away from her house, she notices a car parked down the road, with a man sitting inside, looking in her direction. At first, she doesn't make much of it.
Started to approach the car. I just had this weird gut-wrenching feeling that something wasn't right.
She tries to ignore her feeling and walks straight forward, looking ahead.
I remember making eye contact with him through the rearview mirror.
As she gets closer, the man gets out of the driver's seat and approaches Midsi.
He stopped me and said, "Hey, I need your help. I was in a bike accident and I broke my hip." He asked me to reach over for some duct tape that was on the floorboard of his car because he said he couldn't bend over, and so I did.
At that moment, she feels the full-grown man press his entire weight against her, trapping her. Though she tries to fight him off and scream, the man is too strong, and Midsi is shoved inside the car.
He covered my mouth with his hand, and he shut the door behind me. I just tried grabbing the door handle and opening, and it just wouldn't open.
The man quickly drives off with Midsi, swerving through traffic. No one can see what's going on inside the car. Midsi stops screaming as it becomes clear no one can hear her.
As we were making that left towards the highway, I could see my home. I was that close to home. I remember just looking at my home, wanting to be there so bad. I felt so helpless.
After driving around for a few minutes, the man turns into a hardware store parking lot. There, he hands her a bundle of clothes and forces her to change.
My thought was, whose clothes are these? It was just so awkward to me. I did, everything he said. I didn't want to make him mad, or I didn't want, I didn't want him to hurt me. So I just went along.
The man warns her, I have a gun in the trunk. No one has ever gotten away from me, so don't even try. Then he drives off again. When night comes, he parks the car in a rest area and carefully covers the windows with blankets and towels. Midsi keeps thinking of a way she could escape, worried of what he might do to her, waiting for the right moment.
I noticed that there were restrooms nearby, so I asked him if I could get out and use the bathroom, and he said no.
As the man walks back into the car, he puts a chain around Midsi's ankle and padlocks it to the gear shift. Then, he takes out a bottle of alcohol and forces her to take a shot.
I remember he started to pull out Polaroids of naked women. I remember just closing my eyes and not wanting to open them. He pulled out his Polaroid and started snapping photos. I felt so violated. And
what if you could make a couple extra $1,000 a month using one little app on your phone?
Helpless.
Later that night, Midsi is awake while the man sleeps beside her. She's exhausted, but she doesn't want to close her eyes, afraid of what might happen, of what the man might do to her. Limited to the interior of the man's junky car, the little girl wonders if her family is looking for her, or if they even know she's gone. Through a small interstice, Midsi sees a cop car patrolling the area, his lights illuminating the parking lot. She wishes she could scream out or jump out of the vehicle, but she remembers the man's words. If she tries anything, he'll kill her. A few seconds later, the cop drives off.
And I thought, this is it. I'm not going to see my family again.
August 11th, it's day number 2. That morning, the man starts to drive off around town. Midsi is forced to sit on the floorboard, covered by a blanket. After a few minutes, the car stops at a house, and the man gets out. While he's gone, Midsi tries to pick the lock of her chain, but soon realizes that it would be impossible for her to open it or wiggle it off. When the man comes back, he drives off again, but when he tells Midsi where he went, her heart drops.
He had actually walked into our home asking for flyers so he could help pass them out around the city.
As time passes, Midsi, who is denied food or water, is becoming weaker and weaker. After spending most of the day driving around, making numerous stops, the man drives into an industrial parking lot away from the city.
He unchained my leg, and he made me jump over into the driver's seat, and he was standing outside of the car. And that was the moment that he raped me. My entire body went into shock. I felt helpless. I never cried in front of him. Although I was dying and breaking and falling apart inside, I wasn't going to give him that satisfaction.
Night falls. As the previous night, she forbids herself to fall asleep, too fearful of what he could do if she closes her eyes. Instead, she finds her escape in the stars, gazing at them and wishing to be home.
I didn't know what was going on at home. I just knew that I missed them. I wanted to be with them. I prayed for God to let my family know that I love them.
The next morning, they drive out of the parking lot to his former place of work. It's around 8:10 a.m. At this point, Midsi remembers his usual routine. He goes out to buy alcohol and cigarettes, leaving her chained up in the car for around 30 minutes. And when he comes back, she knows she'll be forced to do terrible things. This time, however, something is different.
He came back to the car, and he didn't get in this time. He opened the passenger door, leaned over me, and dropped something.
The man warns her not to look and leaves again, but Midsi doesn't listen. She leans over to the driver's seat and sees on the floor a ring full of keys.
I sat there looking at the keys, and I saw little tiny keys that seemed like it would fit the padlock, and I picked one. It fit into the lock. And then as I twisted it, it opened. I'm in shock, like, oh my gosh, it unlocked.
Midsi hurries out of the window of the car, but as her feet hit the floor, her knees buckle. She's too weak to run, but she can't give up now. As she walks around the car, the man sees her and screams for her to come back, but she doesn't stop. She staggers her way down the street. Midsi can see the man start to chase after her. Cars pass by, and she tries to wave them down, begging them for help, but no one stops. Still, she continues to walk as fast as her legs can carry her. If she hesitates for just 1 second, she knows the man will kill her. As she sees a truck driving in her direction, the man is almost there. In one last attempt to escape his grasp, she jumps out in front of the truck in the middle of the road. Finally, the driver stops.
The truck driver had his window open, so I jumped through his window, jumped over his lap, and got into his passenger seat.
As Midsi explains that she's been kidnapped, the truck driver looks around for the man, but he's nowhere in sight. Then, a car pulls out of the parking lot in a hurry. That's when the driver takes down his license plate and calls the police.
That was the first time that I felt safe again.
When Midsi is taken to the police station, she's told that her family is on their way and that they've been worrying about her every single day, but never gave up hope.
Once I got inside, I saw my mom, and I just ran up to her and I hugged her, and we were just so emotional. It was just every emotion.
Within the next 10 hours, police have Curtis Anderson in custody. As news makes its way to the community, one thought comes up. If Midsi escaped and the man is caught, what happened to Ziana Fairchild, the girl who went missing the year before? Is she still alive? As everyone breathes a sigh of relief for the safe return of Midsi Sanchez, there is still no happy ending.
Although everyone was there to show their love and support, I was still not okay.
One person who can't forget about the missing girl named Ziana is Midsi herself. She struggles with the idea that she made it out alive, but Ziana is still out there. Less than 2 weeks after her ordeal, 8-year-old Midsi Sanchez rallies with volunteers to search for the missing child. She feels she can't rest until they find her. January 2001, police have found the remains of a child up in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Soon after, detectives confirmed that the identity of the child is Ziana Fairchild. According to the investigation, Ziana was murdered the same night she was taken. Midsi is destroyed. It's April 2001. The trial of Curtis Anderson begins, and Midsi is called up to the witness stand.
The courtroom was packed, and I remember seeing him sitting over in his wheelchair, and I just had to get up on that stand and do what I had to do to be able to put him away.
In front of a judge and jury, and of Curtis himself, Midsi describes in detail her entire ordeal. Everyone is shocked by her story.
On the first day of testimony, the 8-year-old kidnap victim climbed onto the witness stand and calmly pointed out the man who she said grabbed her off the street and sexually molested her for 2 days before she escaped.
As prosecutor Donna Stashen asked her one detailed question after another, the little girl clutched her teddy bear and answered in a strong, clear voice.
It made me feel really proud of Midsi that she went up there and pointed it out and said, he's the person that did this to me.
Because of her incredible memory and courage, Anderson is sentenced to 251 years in prison. But his taunting is not over. He confesses to the murder of another young girl 12 years prior, Amber Schwartz, who was taken from her front yard at 7 years old. In an attempt to negotiate with police, Anderson also confesses to having kidnapped and killed 13 other girls, but he refuses to give up details without accommodation.
Well, I'm not going to be inmate of the month in the cell block. The majority of people.
Oh my Lord, this guy's a monster. Look at those eyes, y'all. Look at those eyes. That is a monster. Let me play just a little bit more of this.
They're going to try and kill me the first chance they get. And when that happens, nobody will ever get the answers they want.
Although her captor is behind bars, Midsi's victory is short-lived. Life becomes harder than it was before the kidnapping.
But we just kind of acted like it didn't happen, and life went on. I was angry at the world.
At school, Midsi gets bullied for being labeled the kidnapped girl. Kids think she loves the attention she gets on TV.
I just had a really tough time in school, and they would say horrible things.
So I wanted to show you all. She survives, you all. If y'all want to go back, this unseen, I'll put the link in the description, is the one who done this. But she does survive. She does have some struggles. But I just wanted to show you all how fast that a child could be taking. And I also have another one that I'm going to talk about too. And how creepy it was that he chained her up, went to her parents' house, and asked for flyers. Miss Daisy, I tagged you in a post scheduled for tomorrow with Cash Gurman's family, Justice and Buddy Bench. You hear about it. Okay, thank
Did you lose it, Dick Day? Oh, this is Jinky's Rumor Has Its channel now, guys. I'm
I don't know what happened.
Well, shit, I had it for a minute.
There?
Yeah.
I've lost all
I
my
was trying to
chat
make it
and
my
everything.
channel now, and you started talking.
I've lost my chat. I can't see my chat.
You might have to restart.
Well, hang on. I'll be right back.
I think it's when you slow it down. You're going to have to quit slowing it down. It's got it slowed down for 15 minutes. No, 15 seconds. I think that's what messes with the chat. I can't see nobody either updating. Can y'all see me? I don't think anybody's even talking anymore. Just me. Let's see.
Okay, now I've got my chat. Sorry. Let me
Be
put
like
the link
you
in.
said.
Huh?
There it comes. There's the chat back.
There's the chat back. But guys, I haven't been able to read it. I was watching that, but let's see. Everybody's in here. We got hey Jeannie. Yeah, she was cast for 3 days by a convicted pedo. Yep. She escaped the abductor and he dropped his keys in front of her. The little girl jumped in front of a semi to get away from him. But but there was, if you go on the read, there was a person that they were claiming that took her, a family member, and I think it was either her or the other girl, Shasha. Um, but come to find out, it was this stalker that took her, and that's how fast that these creeps are out here, and he's took other children as well. And so, yeah.
Yeah, these creeps are out here.
And you want to come up? So, yeah, I don't know exactly what was said. Oh, now it's not letting me post nothing in the chat. What is going on?
You're gonna have to quit slowing it down. It's
Hang
messing
on.
everything up.
I've not slowed it down. Are you there? Let me put this
I'm
one
here.
back up. Can you hear?
You're there twice. There's 2 cows on the screen.
Hang on.
Okay, there's 1 cow again.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Other channels chats have been doing the same thing. It must be a YouTube thing. Let me put the link out for Can if she wants to
I
come
think
up.
it's got something to do with slowing it down.
Oh, it's not letting me put it. Looks like your YouTube YouTube channel chat is disabled. Why? What is wrong? OMG.
You're gonna have to go out and go back in, Sal.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Chat is disabled for this live stream. What? What is going on? Can you guys hear me?
I bet that's Miss Chewy bowing at me.
Hello?
It is.
You don't hear me?
No, we didn't say it's you, Miss Chewy. Miss Chewy, we didn't say it was you. We love our Chewy. Chewy, Bobooey. She's going to have to go out and go back in. That's what she's going to do. Refresh everything.
Okay. I have, and there's no chat.
Okay.
What is going on here?
It's still saying chat's disabled for live stream.
Oh, no.
You may have to...
I don't know what to do.
You're good, Chewy.
Why is it disabled?
I think it's when it's slowed down. It's doing something to it.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find what's going on. Oh, of course it does this. Hang on. Let me try to go back into my live stream. Hang on, I'll be right back. Talk to.
I'm talking. She's trying to fix it, y'all. Close StreamYard out, Sal. She's trying to fix it. I might need to come out of it. That might have something to do with it. So she could totally reboot her StreamYard. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, chat's disabled, it says. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing here. Can't see nobody talking. Code 45, 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all you need. You can go too far. Smoking that tumbleweed. As the marijuana burns, you could take your turn. Singing them dirty rap songs. Stop and hit the bong line. Ching ching chong. There it is. It's back. It's back. Guess who's back? Back again.
Okay, guys, let's not put it back on slow mo because that's what's doing it. The slow mode is. I'm back.
Guess
Sorry
who's
about
back?
that, guys.
Guess who's back?
Yeah, it's
Guess
the
who's
slow
back?
mode that's doing it. Okay, guys, sorry about that. But yeah, that little girl. And then I got Sasha's story, and hers is really, really, really sad. I will show that after a while. But I wanted to show you all this case and show you that there is some really bad sickos out there. And, you know, I feel like somebody was watching Summer that day. Thank you, Flip Flop. Hey, Jack. Hey, Clover Stitcher. Have I got any more memberships or anything since I've been gone? Have I got any more memberships or anything? Check your mod list. Should be standard mods, not manager mods. Well, I do have a couple manager mods, but every time they slow it, I think it's doing it. It's not their fault. It's just you come up, White Boy, if you want to come up. Come up if you want to, White Boy.
Can't.
And
I've been on the phone with you, Billy, all night long. We sat on the phone for 4 hours straight. Just a
you want me to
minute
give
ago.
you a cookie?
He was working and I was just hanging out with him.
Yeah, I think they probably slowed it, and that's what done it. It does it every time we slow chat, but chat's flying by really fast. But we need to hold hope. But she comes home. Exactly. I mean,
fabulous.
She did come home, and the other girl, Sasha, they found her too. So we do need to hold out, hope that baby.
Hey, Debbie Nelson.
Not saying anything bad about the mods and chat. Oh, I know, White Boy. But I don't know who this woman is. That's.
I think so too, Snow Angel.
Snow. Every time I get
Oh,
on,
you need to change your name to Snow Angel.
She is a Snow Angel, ain't she? Hey, Debbie Nelson.
I was thinking about Sun King. I call him Sun King of America now.
You can see chat now.
Sun King of America.
Y'all, I can feel my blood pressure is high right now. My face is flushed. But I'm okay. But I did want to show you all that. There's White Boy.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, White Boy?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing, just showing this case of Midsi Sanchez. She was kidnapped and when she was 8, and the guy had her chained to the car and parked the car and went inside her parents' house, knocked on her parents' door, asked for flyers, and then left with her. Had her in the car chained the whole time, and he asked for flyers from her parents. I really believe that people that does this stuff, they insert themselves in the case. And I really believe that somebody has done that with Summer too.
Yeah. Yeah, something's got to give. Some answers got to get questioned. You know what I mean? It's frustrating for sure. I wanted to tell you, I tagged you in a post tomorrow. I scheduled it. Did you hear about what Cash Garden did for what they set up and tried to do for the Wells?
I didn't hear that.
They do a lot of stuff. They had a similar story with getting attacked and stuff, and they have a whole different.
We lost White Boy. Hang on, let me put the link back out. YouTube is being a brat tonight. Come back up, White Boy. I didn't hear anything about that. I'm
gosh,
curious.
Rick Clicks. That's scary.
My son just got home from the hospital. Oh, that is very scary. Is your son the one that had was in Cincinnati's Children's? I think he said his son was in Cincinnati's Children's from that. I'm glad he's doing okay, Ricky. I personally don't think the tree trimmers had anything to do with it. Just my opinion. I think somebody that knew Summer. I really do. I think it possibly could be somebody that knew Summer. Hey, white boy, YouTube's been acting up. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's cool. It's cool. What I was saying is,
Who was
so
his?
Cash Gurn and Family Justice, you know, they have a similar story to the Wells. It's another family that with a missing kid. It was a big case on YouTube, but they also had got a lot of they had to deal with tragedy pimps. They had to deal with a lot of abuse. But
yeah.
on the aftermath, you know, from all the abuse, they push back and they do a lot of things in the community. They're there for real change. They're there to you know, try to get laws changed about these issues and all types of stuff. They really they're really about it. But what they did is they jumped on my live the other night and talked to Don, and they're getting something called a buddy bench. So I tagged you in a scheduled post tomorrow, and what it is it's going to be it's a buddy bench that they usually put them in the schools, but because Summer was so young, and she hadn't yet she wasn't yet gone to school. What they're going to do is put it in the church, but usually it goes to schools, and it's going to have her name it's going to be a buddy bench. And what the purpose is if kids are having a bad day, stressed out or something, they can go sit over here on the bench, and it has, you know, all Summer's information on it and stuff like that. They found one. It's purple, but I tagged you in it. There's a few videos on it. If anybody goes to Cash Gurn and Family Justice channel, they can learn all about it. But I tagged you. I don't know if maybe you could share it. It'd be cool to get it for the Wells. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does Candace know about this? Does she know?
Yes. Yeah, we were talking kind of to them both, but it was it's Cash Gurn and Family Justice. This is the credit goes to them. I'm just trying to get the funds up to it. I think it was for it to be delivered to the church. I think it's through like Amazon or something. It's I believe I want to say like $600, but it's nice. There's pictures, and you'll see tomorrow. I scheduled the post. It's a purple bench, and I had to get my wife to get with Candace to give the church address and whatever. She may have already done that, but it's pretty thoughtful. I just wanted to tell you guys that, your chat, that because you have two families, you know, two families with separate, totally different situations, but both have missing children, and it's cool to see one, you know, them both come together, but one, you know, trying to help the other. It's pretty special. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome. Yes, I'll share it for sure. I'll definitely share it. Your live, and I'm not really familiar with Cash Kerner or the case. I've not really done it, but I've heard about it. Has he not been found yet?
No, he's in heaven.
Oh, they found out he was in heaven.
Yeah, he's in heaven.
Oh, poor baby.
But they have a channel, and you know, if you learn about that case or you search about it, you'll see it's different than what the Wells are going through, you know, with on social media and everything. They had a different scenario, but a lot of the same tragedy pimps and key players also involved over there, starting ruckus, just causing that family a lot of and a worst of a time. And but they on the plus side, they made a positive out of a negative, and they're really involved in you know, making change on you know, whether it's online harassment. They get involved all the way to the top, and it's just an interesting.
Don and Candace sure needs help with that. It's going so far, ain't it? It's going way crazy, ain't it?
I believe Don does have a lawyer, so that's so I don't want to say too much, but
yeah,
it's, you know, he needs to definitely trying to help them with all that. But as far as the bench, though, when you see the tag, I tagged Cash Gurne's channel too, so anyone wants to go over there. She made a detailed video about it. So did Checking Convictions. So you get more information about what the bench is, and it's so yeah, I'm just trying to get that to
So many
happen
good
for the Wells.
things
What's
in
that?
Summer's name. So many good things that we need to do in Summer's name instead of all this negativity. Really
Exactly.
needs to be more positive, you know. Like that.
100%.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. That's what I'm telling Chivily tonight. Is we need to start doing more nice stuff and let all these other people be haters and just do us and not care what they think and say.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if people, it's a bench in Summer's name, and it's going to be helping other children, and it's between a church and another family, set this up with another missing kid case. So I mean, even if you're watching this and you don't like Daisy, you don't like me, you don't like the Wells, who cares? This is a bench for Summer. It has nothing to do with any of that, divisive crap. So hit the link, check it out, and it would be nice to make it happen. I mean,
yes,
it's not a lot of money. It's a nice
I'll
bench.
share it on my page too.
Yeah, it'd be really cool. I scheduled it. You know how you can schedule a post?
Yeah.
So I scheduled it. The only reason I did that is I made a couple posts today, and I wanted it for tomorrow. So it'll probably be the only thing I post tomorrow. So you'll see it. But yeah, Jenkins, that'd be cool if you can share it. It's like to my understanding, it's like like a bus stop. No, maybe not that big. One of those nice. I guess I could say that. If you go to the kids bus stop, the bench there.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of, but it's purple, and you'll see it, and it has the history. The Buddy Bench, it's pretty cool. But again, this is Cash Gurne and Family Justice did this. It wasn't White Boy. I'm just trying to help. It was cool. She came on my channel and talked to Don about it and all that. That was a special moment, but it's got it's special. They have two families here that going through the same struggle, the same thing, and they're trying to support each other and help one another. That's pretty special for the community, I think.
I absolutely think it is, and that we need more of that instead of the merry-go-round that we're having right now with everything. It's about these little kids and being found and getting justice for them.
100%.
That's
but
awesome.
If you guys in the chat, I can't see it right now, but if you guys could support Cash Gurne and the channel, it's called Cash Gurne and Family Justice. If you type it in, you'll see an avatar of a little.
Can one of my mods get the link to that and put it in the chat so people can click on it?
They're not gonna mind if you want to play it. There's a video about what I'm talking about. It's probably like a 2-minute video, maybe, and it has the Buddy Bench. You can show your subs. I think it's the last video that they did. They're not gonna strike you or anything like that. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I do know them pretty good, and they're not gonna copyright you. They wouldn't care. But so if you want to, I don't know if you want to play that video.
Yeah, I might show it before I end the live. I'll go over there and try to. That way, if it does get a copyright, I can just chop off the end and won't have to do the whole middle thing.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I wouldn't worry about any copyright from them as far as you showing something that they're trying to help the Wells. I actually told them I was going to try my hardest to get up here and tell you about it. So I just want to tell you that hopefully we can get it, and
absolutely.
I'm gonna donate to it on Thursday when I get paid. But it's nice too, and it shows, it'd be pretty cool. If the kid's having a stressed out day, bad day, he takes the time out. In a sense, Summer will be helping kids, like that. So it's pretty cool. It's special, I think.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can find it here on your page. I don't know if it shows upcoming videos, or is it live?
It should be the last video. She's a Buddy Bench.
Buddy Bench. It's not a short. It's a regular video.
Yeah, it should be a purple bench. Let me do something. Maybe I can't. I'm on my phone. I can't click out. Go to are you on Cash Garden and Family Justice?
No, I'm on your page.
Oh no, it's not on my page. It would be I had remember I scheduled the post, so it'll be tomorrow with the post. I mean, I guess I can. I guess I can. If I jump down here, I guess I can just go ahead and post it. But now that I told you, you don't have to wait for tomorrow or anything. But if you go to her page, you'll see a picture of it and all that.
Okay. And I'll see. Is it on just regular YouTube or?
Yeah, it's on their page on YouTube. Can I drop a link in the chat?
Yeah. You
I'll
absolutely
drop
can.
a link. It'll take you to the Amazon registry or whatever it is, and then you can at least see the picture of it or whatever.
Okay.
So when I jump off here, I'll come back and drop the link there.
Okay. When you drop the link, I'll copy it and put it in the chat because I don't know if it'll pop up where you're not a mod, but I'll try to put it in the chat or one of my mods can.
They can put it in the back chat.
Yeah, that or either way.
That post public.
It's on his community page. Is it on your community page?
Oh, I can make that public. Remember, I told you I scheduled it, but I'll make it public now.
Oh, okay.
On your page.
All right, I'll drop down and make it public.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and we'll be sure to share it and to show everybody and to tell everybody to go over and do that because that will be awesome, absolutely awesome. Hey, Christine.
Okay, right on. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you for coming up.
No problem. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
What are you doing? Bye. What are you doing, Christine? Long time no see. I'm just kidding.
No, sorry.
He's going to. Did you hear what he's got planned?
No.
We're going to try to. They're working with Cash Kernan's family to try to get a bench in Summer's name for little kids that's having a hard day. It's called a buddy bench, and the little kids can sit down, and it has Summer's name and all that on it. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we have some buddy benches that are in our parks that are local here, and people can purchase the benches, and it has it inscribed in the back of the seat, their name or some kind of saying or something, and they're really cute.
Hey, Sarah. Oh, I think that would be wonderful, and that also brings. I know that brings Dawn and Candace's makes them happy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about what a woman said last night on Dolly's channel?
I have been off of YouTube for a while.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Hey, lucky girl. Allegedly, somebody, I don't know, I didn't hear it myself. This is just allegedly, a cousin of Dawn or Candace, I don't know which one, said that they heard that Summer was that Journey was supposed to be the one that was supposed to be taken. They mistake Summer for Journey or something like that. Hang on, I'll bring it up because I sent it to Candace this morning.
I automatically have questions.
Hang on, I'll bring it up because
there's some holes in that story.
I automatically have some questions, and I don't even know the story.
I didn't hear it, but they are saying that. Hang on. I wish
go
I just
play it.
I don't know where it's at. I don't know where.
Somebody send her the link to it if y'all got it.
Has anybody clipped it? Somebody sent it to me today, and I sent it to Candace. But now I have a hard time finding it. Let me see if I can find Candace on here. And let me see if I can bring it up.
That automatically brings up lots of questions like, okay, if it was supposed to be Journey that was taken and they realized it wasn't Journey, well, where's Summer?
Well, it's not bringing me. It says, "Good afternoon, Miss Daisy. I'm not sure if you saw Ziggy's live, but she had a lady that called her. She claimed to be related to Candace. She said she feels Crawford's had something to do with Summer. She said it was mistaken identity and it was supposed to be Journey, Marlena's daughter. It was very interesting, but it's something. I don't
So
know.
Does Candace? I didn't think
I
Candace
sent it
had.
to Candace. She sent it to her PIs. But now they're saying the girl was on Dolly's last night. She
I
was
didn't
on
think.
Dolly's, but Ziggy's was a little better to understand.
I didn't think Candace had relatives in Tennessee. Does she?
I don't know. Or maybe it was Don's. What does anybody know? Can anybody send me that clip from Dolly's? It was on Dolly's Live? Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Your butt text. Hey, Proud American. Listen, Proud American. You listen here. I'm going to get
That
ready.
might not be
Are
Ronald.
you?
That might be your big
I believe that's
Sun
Ronald.
King of America.
That's either Ronald or somebody.
Sun King of America.
I don't know if it was her cousin. Candace can't figure it out who it was. Can said no. Somebody sent me a message. Hang on.
No, what?
Oh,
No,
Dawn sent it to me. Well, hell, I can't get it. Let me see if I can send it to my. Hang on, Dawn just sent it to me. Miss Daisy, I'm not taking questions. I know who that is. Okay, wait just a second. Dawn sent it to me on regular text, so now I got to send it to. I don't know where to send it. How to send it. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Let me see. Let me go on Dolly's Live because Dawn sent it to me on regular text, but I don't. I have to. Can you send that to me on through Facebook? Can says she has no relatives in Tennessee.
I didn't think she did.
Hang on.
I did not think that she did.
That on Dolly. Is it regular Dolly? He's got like 25 channels. Okay. Trigger warning live Dolly Vision. Hang on, y'all. I don't know. Does anybody know? Anybody got a? If anybody can give me just a clip number or something where I don't have to look through that whole live about it. They laid and said it was weird how some are gone a few days after Marlena left. Well, it is weird. It's very weird. She said she doesn't live in Tennessee, y'all. Okay, Daisy, I changed it to schedule public information. Okay, white boy, I'll share it on here, okay? I'll grab the link and put it in here, okay? Okay, hang on just a second, y'all.
Okay, so AJ said, looks like this woman called in about Kylie Rodney. What?
I don't think we should. Okay, I seen that. Sorry, Candace. Hang on.
Timestamp 50 minutes. So D Lucky said timestamp 50 minutes. Audra D said 50 minutes. 50 minutes what?
Hang on. Just a second, y'all.
Okay, so Rhonda said it's the second to the last live. Stop Lying said she's a grandmother of 6 kids. I'm so confused.
I am too. So she's on Dolly's and Ziggy's. I'm not for sure, you guys.
Hi. Tree.
She's on Dolly's. I think both.
Gosh, you got everybody in here tonight.
Hang on, y'all.
I didn't see Ronald talking bad about me last night.
Why can't you get up on panel
I seen
and explain?
Sun King of America talking bad about me, as always.
The
mother of his
Let's
child.
not bring him up, Jinkies. Let's not bring all that drama up.
Hey, there's Bear. There's Brown Bear. Hi.
Hey, Roxy21.
Hi.
Look, Roxy, be nice. Quit being mean. I don't want to have to block y'all. If y'all want to come in here and be a part of the crew, you can. But don't be mean. Be nice. Be
Just
nice.
another clown in this
Hang
circus
on.
sideshow.
Be
Well,
nice. Okay.
it's all about how you look at it. If your glass is half empty or half full.
Hey, hang on just a second, y'all. I'll be right back. I'll be right
Okay.
back, y'all.
It's
Hi,
a
Michelle
sideshow. They
Davis.
made it into a sideshow.
Hi, AJ. Hi,
Good
Snow.
job, bye,
My
Michelle.
sister Snow. Boy, everybody's in here today, Jinkies.
Everybody, there's probably about
There's Sayla. Sayla, God of
there's
Love.
600
There's
people
Norma
in
Blood.
here.
Dang, there's Jessie. Audra D.
Everybody's in here.
Yeah,
Leon
Lori
Makins was in
Hanky's
here.
in here. Everybody's in here, y'all. If y'all have
White
not subscribed
Boy.
to my channel, please hit that subscribe
Rick
button and that like
Fix.
button. That helps my channel grow. And
Hey, Blue Fairy.
hit that membership. If you'd like to become a member of my chat, that would be much appreciated and much obliged.
Hi, Kim. Hi,
Hang on
Kim.
now.
You got a lot of people in here
Kim
today.
B.
All
Miss
the
Jim
people
Marie
in here tonight,
herself.
guys.
Hi, Paula.
The white boy said he made that public. Let me see if I can find it.
AJ said, don't believe that woman, Christine. I won't. It just seems awful fishy. I mean, I don't want to say I don't believe her, but
I can't find it, white boy.
we would need more proof, basically. Hi, Pink Butterfly.
Hang on.
Hi, Starry Night.
No.
Hi,
White boy, if
Christine.
you're still in here, I can't find it, honey.
Jerry C.A. Sun King was mild compared to Ronald. Go back and watch it again, Jinkies. Sun King was mild compared to Ronald. Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna put something in the
I don't
back
know
chat.
what that means, but okay. We'll keep everybody entertained. Tree, I love my tree. Where's my Lori P at? I've seen her go up there. Squelted. Yeah, this lady, I don't want to say we shouldn't believe her, but I think we should hear her out.
Can you read
But
the back chat for read the back chat?
Yeah.
Listen, Ronald, why are you in my chat? You're out. I'm not letting you back in here no more. You are a troublemaker. I'm not playing the games no more. Daisy, it is his last SummerWells live he did. Well, it's what, boys? He's doing a bench thing right now.
love you
And I'm
too,
trying to
Linky.
find it. The
Yeah, my
bench.
girl. There's Michelle Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to. Okay. Hey, have you talked about?
Well, the
Santa
thing
yet?
is that I wanted to show everybody about these little kids that's missing. I just showed Midsi Sanchez about how this guy was playing with her parents, had her in a car, and also I want to show Sasha's story as well. Okay. Yeah, we'll try to further as we find out more. We'll talk about. We don't know a whole lot about it. Daisy,
Right,
the
Sarah.
picture advances in his community page.
Hi,
Okay, let me
Kiki.
see if I can find it. Okay, I found it where he tagged me on. Let me grab it. Let me share it on my page first.
So what's the plan for that?
It's a Amazon thing, and I shared it on my community page, and I'm going to share let me try to grab that. I'm so bad at copy and pasting. Here it is. I'm going to bring it up. Oh, it's a buddy badge. Hang on, you guys. Hang on.
Okay.
This is what he's talking about.
Hi, Country Cowboy.
Right here.
Oh.
This is the buddy
Hi,
bench
Judy.
that he's talking about for SummerWells.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And it's going to be purple?
And it's going to be purple. And you can go onto Amazon.
Oh, that's
and
sweet.
You can go onto my community page and click on that link, or White Boy's community page, and donate for this bench.
Okay. So is it going to say exactly what it's showing right there?
I think so. White Boy's
And
going to do a thing about it tomorrow. I
Okay.
shared it on my community post if y'all want to go over there and click on it. But wouldn't that be awesome to do this in memory of her until
Yes.
she's found?
Okay, White White Boy's still on here. Hey, White Boy.
Yeah.
Who is going to be in charge to make sure that it goes to wherever it's going to go, and where is it going to go? That's something that we would like. I'm sure everyone would like to know that.
Candace is going to do a live on Summer's Day. She said.
Can.
She's going to
Good.
do a live about summer on Summer's Day. She's going to do a little celebration. You want to come up and talk about it, Can? A little
Yeah.
Summer's Day thing.
Come on up, Can.
Can thinks it's beautiful. But I'm trying to grab that link and put it out, but it won't let me grab the Amazon link because I don't know how to do it on this stupid thing. Let me see. Grab a link. It keeps.
Set it
Let me
up.
see if I can grab it. Copy the link. It won't let me do it. I keep clicking on it. I can't put the link out. Can anybody put a link out for me? Okay.
So, White Boy, can you put that link out in the?
Go ahead.
So, okay. So the bench is going to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Is that right?
Probably that.
Okay. And so Cash Gurnan's family official. Okay. It's in the chat.
He said.
I don't see it though.
I don't
Do you
see it. No.
It's in the
I can't
chat.
click on nothing because I'm not learning how to do this stupid. Can any of my mods grab that link and put it out in the chat?
Send it to me and I'll do it.
I can't click on it because when I click on it, I can't click on the link because it clicks on the whole page. I'm trying to copy it, but on the stupid Apple computer, I don't know how.
Does it have do you have the 3 dots on the side?
Uh-huh.
Click on the 3 dots and see what the drop down box tells
Oh,
you.
it wouldn't let me do it. I went to the page again. Darn it. Sorry, guys.
No, I'm going to let everyone wait until I do it. Sorry, everyone. That's okay, Can.
You're fine,
you should
Can.
wait. You definitely should wait.
If you can, I can. Can.
It's can.
Okay, I
Yeah,
can't get that.
can.
Hang on, y'all.
Okay, mods, I'm dropping the link, White Boy said.
Okay, thank you. And mods, can you grab that for me? That would be a one. Okay, somebody just sent me that. Thank you, Melissa. Let me click on it.
So Wind and Wine Design said
Melissa, thank you. Let me
bye,
take this.
AJ. Bye,
Well,
AJ.
okay, I will talk about this another time. I think Candace wants to address this on her page, so we probably won't be addressing that right now. I will send it to Candace. Good night, Angel. But this is the bench for summer, you guys.
Good night.
Good night, Angel. But I do want to. Can please take your time to do whenever you're ready. Yeah, she wants to celebrate Summer's Day on her channel, y'all. And they want Candace needs a little time to investigate into this. So I kind of don't want to talk about it until they find out more about what's going on with that, what's been said. I don't want to do nothing to mess up the investigation, you guys. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's true and what ain't true and everything. But this is the Buddy Bench for summer. It's on Amazon. It's on the page here.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it is.
But
go ahead.
We do need to know where it's going. Like how can we make sure it gets to? So the church is going to put it out in their garden, or like how's that working?
It's supposed to go to school. That's what I think. You could probably read it on that page. Cash Gurner's family is the ones taking this up. This is their family. You all can go check it out more. Yeah, Candace ain't celebrating. She's just going to do a remembrance. Can you listen to her call on Dolly's? It's the live with Summer's picture. Candace, why can't you talk like you talk in the background when she talks a lot? You all be nice in here, okay?
It's going. Okay, so White Boy said it's going to the church Summer didn't go to. Go to school. Oh, it's going to the church. Summer didn't go to school. Good. That's what I thought you meant, but I wasn't sure.
Y'all, I get confused because I have so many people messaging me and trying to keep up with chat and everything else. So I do get confused. I'm going to do the church. Don was on White Boy's channel and said the church is better.
Yeah.
Okay. I sent you the video link to time. Yeah, Candace wants to be able to go do a little more research and stuff before we talk about it. She wants to hear more about these missing kids, and I want to talk about them as well, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, she's really interested in these, what happened to these missing girls that actually came home. The second one is a little bit more graphic. The second case that I want to talk about. Hey, lovely lyrics. I will probably go to the waterfall again for Summer's Day. What waterfall, Squall? Is there a waterfall?
Yeah. Is it the waterfall that Summer was the picture that Summer was in?
I'm confused too, Kings.
I think that's what she was talking about. Hi, Circle Jerk.
I'm more confused than you are, Candace.
Why are people bringing up that dumb call
My
to
head's
dollars?
spinning right
I
now.
swear, some people are sadistic. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
What happened? What happened?
So Circle Jerk says that he or she doesn't know why people are bringing up that.
Hey,
dumb
JJ.
phone. Hi, JJ. JJ's our bouncer.
JJ!
Candace,
JJ,
I live in
my
Morrison, and I
friend.
look forward to watching you. I grew up in Hawkins County. Yeah, so Candace is going to do her thing on her live, and she wants to know more about these cases with these little girls that actually got away from their perpetrators. Shasta was very brave, and that's the next little girl that I'm going to talk about, because it just goes to show you all. Now, this is the one actually where the nephew, hey, Mississippi Mud Pie.
Helen F. said that she's going to light a purple candle for Summer at her house.
On my birthday. So you're going to do it on your birthday? Oh, Sandra said Summer went missing on my birthday. Oh, okay.
JJ's our guy over here. He makes sure that everybody is nice to us panelies.
Ken said I was told it was going to the school. That's what I thought. I don't know. You might have to talk to White Boy about that, because I'm confused as you are.
We got to get that squared away first. We got to know where it's going.
I want to go to a waterfall. I'd rather go to a waterfall than anywhere, because it's good and cool.
Yeah. So
White Boy, Ken's confused. You might talk to her, because I'm confused as she is. I can't stand to hear the stories. I'll check back in a bit, see if that part's over. I'm sorry, Jeannie.
I know it's hard.
Don wanted to go to church instead. I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Little Miss Sunshine said, "So much confusion."
Yeah,
it is.
I'm not sure about the bench. I guess they'll have to figure that one out.
Candace, look at your phone.
Huh?
So White Boy said, "Candace, look at your phone."
But what I do want to talk about is little Sasha's case now. And I'm sorry, but it is what, we're all in the true crime, and this is a part of true crime. And so we got to be really, really careful. You know, I mean, people need to know. Oh, wait, let me show you this little dog that Stitches and Beaches is selling. Her right here. Her name is Dawn. I'm sorry. This is her little puppy dog that she made. I don't know how much she's selling it for. It's cute though. But she wanted me to show it. How can they get a hold of you if anybody wants to purchase this puppy? She made this by hand. Let me ask. Let me see if she's still in here.
It's a white boy said, Candace, check text from wifey.
Mm-hmm. Well, through you is fine. Okay. How much is the doggy? How much are you selling this for? Stitches and true crime. If you could give anybody a price and they could get hold of me and I'll get hold of you if anybody's interested in buying it. Okay. I want to bring this up now. Purple lights on our back patio. Oh, that's so sweet.
That is sweet.
Okay,
hey,
now I gotta bring this back up, y'all. We talked about Midsi, okay? Mitzi's a horrific story, you guys. Hang on. Now we're going to talk about Shasta. This is all from the same person who is called Unseen. Credit to Unseen.
Shasta?
And this one's about Shasta. Yeah.
Okay.
Asking 70, but we'll take 60. Okay. So she's wanting like $70 for it. If anybody's interested in it.
I see Sun King of America in here.
Hang on
that?
now. Hang on now.
Who's Sun King of America?
Wait,
he's in here under an incognito name.
Who is it?
He was talking shit last night about me.
Oh.
Sun King.
Okay, hang on. So we're going to talk about this little girl right here. I want you all to see what this little girl went through is way worse than what.
Wait. What is that? Why do you get right play, Daisy?
Sasha's story. Huh?
Is it like footage of her being hurt?
No, it's just her story.
Okay.
This is another little girl. Now, get this. Her uncle was accused of unaliving them. And he actually was the one that took a lie detectors test, and I think he failed it. Come back and whatever. But he had nothing to do with it. This little girl was stopped.
There's Johnny.
He watched them out in the yard and watched them and had it planned for a long time. She was a very smart girl. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, okay? Here we go. Let me start from the beginning.
For centuries, there have been whispers.
Commercials. Hang on.
This
is a very, very sad story, you guys. I'd like to have me some of that right now. No, I'm just kidding. Here it is. She was.
This might look like a normal interaction, a father stopping at a gas station with his daughter and buying her a drink. But notice how she is keeping her distance from the man, crossing her arms, and avoiding eye contact with him. Behind this security footage is a disturbing secret. She calls this man dad, but he is not her father.
I've got a little girl here with a tall gentleman, and she looks so much like this Shasta, and we're not sure. You know, I don't know.
It's just often weird to me. The girl looks exactly like the little girl.
It's July 2nd, 2005. Almost 2 months ago, 8-year-old Shasta Groene and her brother Dylan disappeared near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and there's been a killer on the loose ever since.
I don't think anything prepared me for the experience in the Groene murder investigation.
It's the type of case that I go home and have nightmares about.
He would pass by a location that clearly children lived there.
He sees Shasta playing in the front yard. He surveils the house.
He had thought about everything
to make sure that he was going to commit the perfect crime.
But at just 8 years old, Shasta outsmarts an obsessed serial killer and makes sure he will never terrorize anyone again.
Shasta had an amazing ability to control him. It was Shasta that orchestrated her own rescue.
Just outside of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, 8-year-old Shasta Groene lives with her 2 older brothers, Dylan and Slade, her mom Brenda, and Brenda's boyfriend, Mark. Shasta's parents divorced when she's only 2 years old, and they don't have much money, but they enjoy their life as a tight-knit family.
My mom loved music. We were just dancing around the living room, and she always wanted to cook and have food on the table every night when everyone was home, and I helped her cook a lot.
Shasta and her 9-year-old brother Dylan are inseparable. They often spend their time with their family going camping, fishing, and playing outside together.
I've never met anybody in my life that was like him. He was friends with the kids that got picked on, but then he was also super popular. He was my best friend.
No one could imagine what was in store for the Groene family. It's 6 a.m. on May 16th, 2005. Shasta is sleeping in her room when her mom frantically wakes her up.
She had actually come into the room and said that there's a man here that doesn't want us to be here.
Shasta tries to understand what's happening. She follows her mom into the living room where she sees a man with a shotgun. At first, Shasta thinks he's a police officer, but when he tells them to lie face down on the ground and uses zip ties and duct tape to bind their hands together, she realizes that something is horribly wrong.
My stepdad Mark had said, "We don't have money." We were hearing bangs, and then he was screaming and yelling.
One by one, the man beats Mark, Brenda, and Slade, attacking them each with a hammer.
I was in the house with my family members, and I didn't know if they were dead or not.
Next, he turns to the 2 youngest kids, Shasta and Dylan, but he has different plans for them.
He grabbed me, picked me up, and took me into the backyard and laid me under the tree next to my brother.
The kids have no idea what the attacker is going to do to them or why they've been separated from the rest of their family. Suddenly, their brother Slade stumbles out of the house, injured, but desperately trying to escape. The man chases after him and beats him more. When he stops, Slade is barely alive.
He was sitting on the picnic table, and he was just, sitting up, and then he just laid down.
The man puts the 2 youngest kids in the car. They can only watch in horror as they drive away, not sure of the fate of the rest of their family. He drives them almost 100 miles away to a remote campground outside St. Regis, Montana, in the Lolo National Forest, where he reveals what he did.
He grabbed the hammer. He said, "See this hammer? This is the hammer that I murdered your mom and your stepdad and your brother with." And he was like, "They're not alive and you're never going to see them again."
Back at the house, a neighbor stops by, planning on dropping in for a quick visit. But as soon as he sees the home, he calls the police immediately.
I went to the door to pay the little kid $10 for mowing the lawn, and there's blood all over the door. Nobody comes through the door.
Police arrive, discovering the worst crime they've ever seen.
I don't think anything prepared me for the experience in the Groene murder investigation.
We have a homicide scene with one adult male, one adult female, and one juvenile male. Our main concern right now are the 2 children we cannot find.
They discover the bodies of Brenda Groene, her boyfriend Mark McKenzie, and her 13-year-old son Slade. Before he died, Slade found the strength to pull himself back in the house to be with his mom, and his body is found right next to hers. There's no sign of the 2 youngest children, Dylan and Shasta. Investigators search around the property, desperate for anything that could help lead them to the kids. Officers also check with other family and friends, hoping they weren't home at the time, but no one knows where they are. In many cases of child abductions, it's a family member who kidnaps them. Police approach Dylan and Shasta's dad, Steve. He admits to having a fight with his ex-wife just a couple days earlier about the custody of the kids. He also makes a plea on the news that draws suspicion.
I'd like to address my children's abductors or abductor. Please release my children safely. They had nothing to do with any of this.
It sounds as if the children's father might know something about the attack. Police give Steve a polygraph test. When they ask if he knows where the kids are, there is a fluctuation. He fails the test, but continues to say he knows nothing. Investigators use computer forensics to determine that he was at his home at the time of the murders, and they clear him from suspicion.
Okay, I want to point that out. He failed the polygraph. The father, I thought it was the uncle, but it was the father who failed the polygraph test. And they were suspicious of him because he made a comment that was suspicious. And I'm pretty sure everybody was down this man's throat and treating him horrific when it was actually a serial killer. But I'm going to continue this on. I just wanted to point that out to everybody.
It is back to square one in the search for 2 Idaho children missing since Monday.
Police are following up hundreds of tips in their search for Shasta and Dylan Groene.
With 2 kids missing and a killer on the loose, fear is spreading through the community. Police issue an Amber Alert, and residents of Coeur d'Alene are doing all they can to help. Thousands of tips come in, but nothing makes sense. Investigators don't think this could be a random attack. None of the family's valuables were stolen, and the crime seems very personal.
The fact that the bodies were so beaten up so badly, it made the crime appear to be a crime of passion.
You begin to think about who could have been so angry at this family to want to inflict such injury on these people.
Shasta and Dylan lost 3 family members over the course of a few hours. Now, all they have is each other, and they're trapped with a murderer where no one can see or hear them. Their abductor doesn't even give them time to grieve the loss of their family, as he immediately begins to abuse them at the campsite and in a nearby cabin.
He got really mad, started throwing things. He took more of his anger out on Dylan and was really mean to him.
He would abuse him and then make me watch. And then if I cried, then he would abuse him worse.
One night, their kidnapper takes the abuse to another level as he begins to play twisted mind games with them. He tells them they will be able to go back home if they do what he asks. He even has them write letters to their family, suggesting they might come back.
Dear Dad, I miss you very much, and me and Dylan know what happened to Mom, Mark, and Slade, and we both feel very sorry for them. And we both miss you and Jesse and Vance, and we might see you guys again.
I'm going to tell you the easiest way to make money at home, and you 100%.
Shasta think their nightmare might come to an end soon, but the letters are never sent. It was just another cruel way the kidnapper manipulated them.
He just wanted us to believe that there was a chance that we would live or that we'd get out safe. I think after a certain amount of time, Dylan had started to lose hope that it was going to turn out good for him.
With every second the kids are missing, there's a lower chance of finding them alive. Police desperately continue to look for leads. They learn about a barbecue that happened at the house the day before the murders. They find a fingerprint on the door that matches a man who was at the gathering, Robert Lutner. He has a criminal record, and he allegedly owed Brenda and Mark money. Finding a possible motive, investigators try to talk to Lutner, but they can't find him. Adding to the suspicion, his parole officer says he left town just after the murders. However, when Lutner contacts his parole officer and hears that police want to speak with him, he immediately comes back on his own.
If somebody's going to turn themselves in that quickly, it's either going to be somebody who's feeling so much remorse for what they have done and they want to confess to it, or it's somebody that is completely innocent and wants to get it off their back.
They question him for hours. He denies having anything to do with it, and he offers to take a lie detector test. He passes. Police don't find anything suspicious, and they rule him out. As every clue in the investigation leads to a dead end, Shasta begins to realize that their captor has no plans to let them go. But she and Dylan depend on each other, and as she sees her older brother lose hope, Shasta knows she needs to stay strong to give him the courage to go on.
I said, I promise that we're going to make it out alive. That was my way of comforting my brother, just letting him know that we would never stop fighting.
The kids lean on each other to help get through the trauma, but the abuse is far from over. The man begins forcing drugs and alcohol on them, and when he believes they're under the influence, he would freely tell horrifying stories of what he did to other children. He had no clue that the 8-year-old girl would remember everything and eventually use it to take him down.
He very vividly and in detail described murders of 2 sisters from Seattle, Amija White and Carmen. He would tell us the way that he had done it, where he had placed their bodies. When he had started telling us about the murders, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to pretend like I'm drinking this.
As Shasta learns about the man's past crimes, she comes up with a plan. She knows he feels some kind of connection to her, and she decides to use that against him by acting like she's his friend.
I would ask questions about his life, ask him about his family, and could I meet them one day?
It was a conscious thing, like I need to make him think that I love him or that I want to be here with him.
At first, her questions seem to be working. The man even starts acting a little nicer to them, but a month into the kidnapping, things take an even more tragic turn. The captor had told the kids that if they caught a squirrel, they would be able to go home. It keeps returning to the campsite, just out of reach. Finally, Dylan is able to catch the squirrel. After completing the challenge the man gave them, they have new hope that this all might be coming to an end. They think their abductor is having them pack up to go back, but again, he lied to them, and Shasta's brief moment of relief with Dylan immediately comes crashing down.
I had just given him a hug, and so I was holding his hand, and I heard a loud bang. And then I felt my brother's hand slip from mine.
I couldn't even say anything. Like, I couldn't scream. I just didn't even know what to do.
The man shoots Dylan twice, right in front of Shasta. She has lost everything.
He came up to me and was crying. He said it was an accident. He didn't mean to. I didn't know what the first shot was, but I knew that the second time was on purpose. He said that he did it so that Dylan wouldn't have to feel pain.
She has just had to watch another brother get killed, and now the deranged man forces her to help him move Dylan's body onto a tarp, where he burns it. Dylan and Shasta were helping each other to go on, but now the little girl is left all alone to face what no 8-year-old should ever have to go through.
I was just confused, and I remember, I think for about a week I just didn't talk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say anything. I was just frozen.
6 weeks since the kidnapping, Shasta's captor decides to move her to a different campsite. At first, they were in a remote spot where no one could see or hear them, but after her brother's murder, he takes her to a lower point on the mountain. As she's chained up inside the tent, she can even see people passing nearby. Shasta is desperate to escape, but the man continues to threaten her. She knows he will kill her if she tries to get the attention of the strangers, so she stays silent. One night, even after Shasta has been following all of his orders, he decides that he needs her gone.
He was just like, you have the choice to be strangled or you have the choice to be shot like your brother, and that one's going to be quicker. I felt like if I had chose the strangulation, that I might have a chance to talk him out of what he was doing.
The man puts a rope around Shasta's neck and begins to pull. After losing her family and going through nearly 2 months of torture, she almost gives up.
I kind of remember seeing my mom's face. I heard her voice, and then I started to see white, and then everything kind of came back.
Even after they're gone, Shasta's family helps give her the strength to keep fighting, but her captor is strangling her, and she has to come up with an idea fast.
I had worked up enough breath to say, please don't, Jet.
Jet is the man's nickname that he told the kids about. Shasta's last attempt to survive is to manipulate her captor, the man who took her entire family away, by relying on his emotional attachment to her.
I noticed that when I would use that name with him, it would soften a little bit, it would soften him. And he's like, what did you say? He started crying, and he was like, I can't do this.
Shasta convinces him to let go and allow her to live at least a little longer. Even after he just tried to kill her, she continues to build their relationship in hopes that it will help her survive.
Anytime me going home was brought up, I would tell him, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay here with you. He'd be like, really? You could tell that it was starting to catch him off guard a little bit.
It's July 2nd, 2005, 7 weeks since the kidnapping. After gradually getting her abductor to open up to her, Shasta finally sees a real chance to get home.
He basically sat me down and asked if I would be his kid and I would stay with him, that I would call him Dad.
He's like, I want to take you to meet my mom. Would you meet her? And I had said yes.
The little girl is inching closer to the possibility of being back in an area with people around who might notice her, but she knows she has to do more to make sure she's seen in public.
Where I grew up, I want to show you where I went to school, and I want to show you where my best friend lives. I want to show you all these places that are important to me because you're important to me. And he was like, yeah, of course, I would love to.
Almost 2 months after Dylan and Shasta Groene disappeared, Shasta has her kidnapper drive her right back to Coeur d'Alene, even stopping at a convenience store, praying that someone will notice her and intervene. Police get a tip, but not until the manager reviews the security footage to identify Shasta after they have left the store.
I remember just holding on to hope, but still feeling like there wasn't going to be any.
The man asks if she is hungry. Knowing there will probably be people that would see her where they eat, Shasta says yes, and they go to the Denny's restaurant in Coeur d'Alene.
As I was walking in, I noticed that my missing persons poster was right there. There was this guy standing outside, and he was with his friends, and he nodded his head, and I nodded my head, and he went up to the counter and made it kind of seem like he was conversating with one of the waitresses, and then I seen her look over at me.
They were my only table at the time, and I immediately recognized her. His entire world revolved around her. She didn't speak without his permission. There was something just not okay.
Waitress Amber Dean has no idea who the man with her is or what he's capable of, but she can't risk him knowing she's suspicious.
I'd spoken to my manager, said, I think we should probably call Coeur d'Alene PD. I'm pretty positive that's Shasta Groene over there. I'll pay for their meal if I'm wrong. We need to get somebody up here.
Others at the restaurant also notice the little girl, and officers finally get the call they have been waiting for months.
I've got a little girl here with a tall gentleman, and she looks so much like this Shasta, and we're not sure. I don't know.
Shasta can tell that they recognize her, but she still doesn't know if she'll make it out alive.
I remember thinking that he's so smart, and I was like, even if they know that I'm with him, maybe he will have an excuse and they'll just leave and they won't think that anything was wrong.
Everyone is waiting for the police to get there, but the man is ready to leave. If he gets away with the girl, there's no telling what he'll do next. The people at Denny's spring into action. Amber pretends to have problems printing the check so that he'll stay in his seat longer. Others in the restaurant position themselves so they can stop him at the door if he tries to get out. Finally, the police arrive and ask her for her name. After the little girl says who she is, they immediately take the man away and she can breathe a sigh of relief.
The whole entire restaurant started clapping. Like, they all knew who I was. They all knew that I was a missing person. And like, it was kind of like they all played a factor into my rescue.
Before they even leave the Denny's, Shasta tells the police that the man with her is the one who killed her family and abducted her. He is 42-year-old Joseph Duncan, a level 3 sex offender. He was only 15 years old when his first sex crime was recorded. In 2004, he was charged with molesting a boy in Minnesota, and he is currently a fugitive after borrowing $15,000 for bail and leaving town. Police investigate the car Duncan had been driving, which was stolen. They find a shotgun, along with video equipment with recordings of Dylan and Shasta while he was holding them captive. Shasta is finally safe, but Dylan is nowhere to be found. Duncan immediately goes silent, and officers can't get any information from him. They have to turn to the little girl. She immediately opens up, revealing what happened to her brother. She goes on to explain the unimaginable horrors that she and Dylan went through over the past 7 weeks.
The thought of an 8-year-old girl having to observe this and then having to relive it to an investigator after the fact is just amazing to me. She witnessed things that grown people would be traumatized for the rest of their lives and never be able to speak about.
Shasta finds an incredible amount of strength to tell her story, and she even reveals the information that Duncan told her about other murders.
I remembered everything. And then when I was found, I told the investigators what he had told me.
Joseph Duncan eventually confesses, telling the police that he hunted his targets. He drove around and used a GPS to mark houses with children where he could possibly stop. He happened to drive by the Groene house, and he saw Shasta and Dylan playing in the yard. He studied the house and family for days, preparing for the night of the attack.
I remember him telling me that he was able to get the dog to come to him, and he gave her treats and stuff and like befriended our pit bull so that when he did come into the house to do what he was going to do, there was not that type of issue to get in the way.
He had thought about everything to make sure that he was going to commit the perfect crime.
At the trial, the jury has to watch video that Duncan himself recorded of what he did to the kids. The footage shows the horrifying extent of his brutality.
I think it's probably the single most disturbing piece of evidence, disturbing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
While the video is extremely disturbing, it is the absolute key piece of evidence prosecutors can use to send Joseph Duncan to death row.
It's October 16th, 2006. Joseph Duncan pleads guilty to 3 counts of kidnapping and 3 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Brenda, Mark, and Slade. He receives 3 life sentences. He later pleads guilty to 10 federal charges in connection to the kidnapping and sexual assault of Shasta and Dylan and the murder of Dylan. He is sentenced to death.
31 years of being involved in the criminal justice system, I have never met a more evil person than Joseph Duncan.
He is sent to federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana, and he is on death row until March 28, 2021, when he dies from brain cancer. Shasta is finally free of the monster, and she begins the long healing journey. The community comes together to celebrate her late brother Slade's birthday.
He was just a really good brother to me, and that he was really sweet to people. Happy birthday, and tell Mom, Dylan, and Mark I love them and stuff, and hopefully we'll get to see them again.
Shasta tries to move on with her life, but after all that she went through at such a young age, growing up isn't easy.
I was happy to be in a safe place, but there was still that part of me that's like, well, what if this happens again?
Fighting severe PTSD, Shasta hates being recognized everywhere and going to therapy all the time.
I just wanted to be a normal teenage.
400.
Okay, guys. She does have a difficult time afterwards. You can go back and watch the rest of it. I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, this guy was a predator.
Hey,
He hunted
Daisy,
them down. Uh-huh.
play what he said, like in his confession.
Does it have it on there? I don't know if it has it.
It doesn't have it on that one, but it has it on
his
the video
confession.
I did. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is so creepy.
Oh, let me see if I can find it. What's his name?
But
Joseph?
it will be a trigger warning though.
Okay. Joseph, what was his name? Joseph something.
Hang on. I'll show you.
Can you find it? Or would you be able to find it and send it to me?
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy was a child predator for sure. Luckily, these two girls survived and was able to get away from all this and not have. Well, they had trauma, but they found peace. They went on to have children, and they're living a normal life. You know, they've struggled with substance abuse and everything. Joseph Duncan, I want Heart to Touch. I know Jinky's in here. She skips out on these serious subjects.
Jinky's is right here. I done seen this one.
There.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to show you guys that these people, they stop, they wait, they mark. As you've seen, they mark. Hey, still in but leather. How are you? They mark houses, they mark cars. You name it, they mark it. So someone could have very easily took baby Summer and watched her and stalked her.
Hey, God is love.
And so, hello, Lady of Love.
There's Lady of Love. I ain't seen her in a while. Where you been, Lady of Love?
I'm sorry.
Lady
Debbie.
of Love.
Lady of Love. But
hang on. I've got it on.
Wait just a second, Joe.
Find it.
It's hard to watch that stuff, but people has to understand that a lot of innocent people, parents, as you've seen, Shasta's father failed a lie detector test, and he had a fight with the mother before that happened. So I'm sure that he was ripped apart. And if they would have never found Shasta, he probably would still be a suspect or a person of interest and still probably being crucified over her missing. But she was brave, and thank God brought her home, and gave her the strength to get away, her and Misty, and you never know. We can't give up hope. Even though it's been 2 years, we can't give up hope that Summer ain't still out there.
Okay. Go to here. I'll just put the link in. I'm probably going to have to drop off and then I'll come back on.
Okay. Christine's going to find it. I am going to put a trigger warning on because what he did to Dylan was horrific. He did some really bad stuff to that little boy. And I actually think Dylan was the target, not the little girl. But the little girl knew how to talk to him and get him to the country. Hang on. Timu. I know. The country line bothers me. I have always wondered about the area on the Wells property. I believe this may be important. Well, yeah. Candace says, I feel in my heart she's still alive and out there. A lot of people does, Candace. A lot of them does. Duncan. Yep, that's why I never thought Don and Candace had anything to do with Summer. Them two are it's more the agency. Well, not only that, they love their babies, y'all. No, none of us are perfect parents by far, but they loved their children and they could never hurt their babies at all. But there is monsters out here, and so many people get accused and even go to jail over stuff that they have not done when it's actually a darn stranger. It just took one person to see her out and become obsessed with her. They could have gone on social media and seen videos of her. It could have been a neighbor. It could have been someone, not even a real neighbor, but acquaintances that nobody even knows about. I mean, we don't know who it is. And for people to come after the parents and accuse them and attack them when you can see clearly that this father, he showed all kinds of guilt, but he didn't do anything to his daughter. Candace said, I'm not perfect, but I love my children and my animals and my children and animals that are not mine. She loves all kids, Candace does. In my opinion, I believe DD is very sus. I don't know. I hate to name anybody because we really don't know who it could be. I just say my suspicions. Um, so, but until they get some kind of evidence or mention a person of interest, or they need to start looking into people that was in that area. I know they looked at cell phone pings, but what if the person was smart enough not to turn their cell phones on? Whoever took Summer was very, very keen and very smart to get away with it. So I can't wait for the end of this case. None of us can wait. We want to know what happened to Summer, and I really, really want to know what happened to Baby Monkey. Those are the two children. We already know what happened to Harmony. She succumbed to her father. Harmony's father was a very vicious, violent man. He was charged with attempted murder. He was indicated in another murder. Harmony should have never been handed over to her father, and they had found biological evidence that, and his ex-wife spilt the beans and told what happened to Harmony. But the only thing they haven't found little Harmony yet. But we know that she's no longer with us and that her father, who was a very violent person, hurt her. I can't name anyone because I have hundreds of people I look at. Exactly, Candace. And Candace don't like to accuse people. And I don't blame her. I think we all could learn from Candace. Most of these children are abducted in neighborhoods, not in large acreage properties. You never know, but look how many RSOs, horsewoman. Look how many RSOs was in that area that Candace and Don didn't even know was RSOs. Ken, that's the best way to be. Praying every night Summer is found. Yes. If some of y'all people that's really gung-ho on Don and Candace doing it, maybe just take a little step back and go back and listen to Candace. Listen to her talk about her baby. Listen to her, what she says. and then you'll know. Hang on. Christine sent me something.
You know,
You know,
I've known
I've known
Candace now for uh I've known Candace now for probably about personally I've known her for about three or 4 months now. And I'm not a very big person in believing people, but I've seen actions with her that you all don't see. I talk to her almost every day,
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime. Y'all
Me
don't know
too.
that? I see action
Candace.
from her that
Uh,
is genuine and proves to me how genuine she is.
yeah.
Um, I don't know Dawn. I don't know Dawn, but I do know Candace. And, you know, just like I'm not sure if it was on my live or on Daisy's live the other day. Um, there was a
I'm gonna.
couple fighting there at the hotel, and Candace was concerned about that baby. So she stands up and she's watching that baby while that couple is not. That's a mother doing that. A mother that cares does that type of stuff. She was
Yeah.
watching that baby, so because the people were fighting and they wasn't watching them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loving mother that does that type of stuff. It's a mother's instinct. I watch other people's kids when they are not watching them. I can't help it. Like if I be at a store and there's parents not watching their kids, I'll jump up and I watch them because I care about them kids.
Can this Wendy Galaski made this for summer and she wanted me to show you. I guess she's gonna take it to Summer's Day, but she made this for your summer. Ain't it beautiful? And she
Beautiful.
wanted me to show this to you. Can. Her name is Wendy Galaski. I don't know if Wendy's still in here or not, but she did make this for summer.
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted to check
beautiful.
it out. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is that painted?
I think she epoxies them.
Oh,
I
really?
think epoxy thing. Yeah,
Well, that
it's
ain't the
absolutely.
only thing I've seen in Candace. I've seen other sweet sides of her.
Oh yeah. Candace said, "Wendy, it's beautiful and thank you." I can hear her say, "Thank you very much." I can about know
And
what
then take
Candace
a
said.
sip of Mountain Dew behind it.
F a mile, big and small.
Who said that?
Candace says it. That's her.
Oh
That's her.
yeah, small, big and
F a
small.
mile, big and small. But it's very beautiful, Wendy, and thank you for making that for baby Summer. Let me
That's
take it down.
gorgeous.
It is very, very pretty. Let me pull this back up. Christine, are you gonna come back up? F a mile, big and small. Oh my lord, y'all. I don't know what to do about my moderator thing. Okay, let me try to redo that thing. I'm having technical difficulty. That's Can. I won't get Can a shirt made that way. That's her quote about these.
She jumped on me earlier because I called Daisy fat.
Yeah, she gets on to Big Mama.
She got on to me.
She does. Hang on now. Let me hang on. I gotta do something. Oh wait, hang on. Okay now. Okay, I gotta remoderate her because I'm having bad technical difficulties. Hang on. As a moderator. Now,
You are a technical difficulty.
I'm a very technical difficulty. Lady of Love, check it now and let me know if it's working. If you don't care. There's Christina. What you
She don't
doing,
get that
Christina?
excited when I come up, Christine.
Oh my lord.
And we talk all day, so.
Hang on, Christine. I gotta
Okay.
do something.
If Daisy plays this, I just want to tell you guys ahead of time. It is for sure. There are some police. There's a 911 calls on here, the actual calls, and there's trigger warning, big time trigger warning.
Is this about Summer, this one?
No.
Oh, well, which one was it that you sent it on?
I'm
gonna go heavy.
This one is Summer. John Pruitt.
I know. But just go to the 29:30. 29
on the video.
I want the heart to touch.
Okay, hang on.
Things that could have, that it is possible that someone was stalking Summer.
I was a big old black dog, a big old black Labrador retriever coming in my yard.
Hello, Yellow Star.
And ate my chicken. They killed my last rooster.
Hang on.
My Jackie.
Is it right here, I think?
They killed him.
Did you say 29?
It had a collar on, so it belonged to somebody. Killed my baby. He was just following me around this morning. I come in, took a nap, tied Dixie out, and took a nap, and he come right in the yard and killed my baby.
Well,
he was my baby rooster.
Aww.
I like dogs, y'all. But I'm gonna tell you what, I about peppered his ass with the BB gun.
Well, he killed the rooster. All right, well, I'm gonna play this right quick. Hang on.
Trigger warning, you all, for sure.
Trigger warning.
More grisly than they'd expected. And worse than that, the perpetrator was even more depraved than anyone could have ever imagined. And this was only just the beginning of his crimes. Many of the details presented in this video have never been heard before and were obtained from actual police reports, along with chilling crime scene photos. As it turns out, the caller owned a nearby house adjacent to his property and rented it out to a couple, 40-year-old Brenda Groene and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Mark McKenzie. Brenda had 3 children from a previous marriage who also lived in the home, 13-year-old Slade, 9-year-old Dylan, and 8-year-old Shasta.
I don't know if you guys just want to send a deputy down to look, just maybe check to the windows or whatever. I don't know what you guys would want to do, but it's just awfully weird to me. The girl looks exactly like the little girl. She looks really, really a lot like the female that's in the picture.
Authorities arrived on the scene, and the man with the little girl was quickly identified as 42-year-old Joseph Edward Duncan III from Fargo, North Dakota. Soon, detectives also discovered that Joseph had a lengthy criminal history.
Multiple warrants. This guy is criminal conduct, carnal abuse. He's an escape risk.
News soon broke that the little girl with Joseph was, in fact, Shasta, and she had an unbelievably horrific story to tell. Before even leaving the Denny's restaurant, Shasta reportedly told authorities about the deaths at Wolf Lodge and that Joseph was the perpetrator. Then she was transported to a nearby hospital for treatment. Officers contacted her father, Steve Groene, and he raced to the hospital to be by his daughter's side. Of course, authorities immediately took Joseph Duncan into custody, but one important question was still hanging in the air. Where was young Dylan? Authorities soon uncovered surveillance footage from a convenience store in Coeur d'Alene. Their findings were ominous. Joseph and Shasta could be viewed seemingly traveling alone. Then, later that same day, an officer experienced in working with children visited Shasta in the hospital, where she recounted her grueling version of the events leading to that point. Please be aware that the following details came directly from Shasta and are incredibly upsetting. Your discretion is advised. Shasta recalled being abruptly woken up by her mother on the night of May 16th and told that an intruder was in the home. Then she went into the living room where her entire family had been ordered to lay on the floor, were bound and held at gunpoint. She identified the intruder as Joseph Duncan, a man she claimed to have never seen or met before in her life. After a few moments of silent terror, Joseph tapped Shasta on the head and gave her a simple shush gesture as he picked her up and carried her out the back door. Shasta was laid on the grass outside and warned that she would be hurt or killed if she didn't stay quiet. She said Dylan was brought out and laid on the grass beside her a short time later. Joseph then went back inside, and that's when things took a deadly turn. Shasta told the detective that she heard Mark shouting "ow" or "ouch" sometime after Joseph re-entered the home. Then, unaware of what had happened to her family, she explained seeing Slade walking around outside acting very strangely. After that, the next thing Shasta recalled was that she and Dylan were being loaded into a pickup truck and driven to a nearby property, where Joseph then transferred them to the stolen red Jeep. Shasta continued, telling the detective that Joseph drove them out to the remote wilderness of Montana, where they stayed at various campsites. She claimed Joseph slapped her very hard and would chain her and Dylan to trees whenever he had to leave the campsite. Shasta also remarked that he would put small pills in their drinking water, but she didn't know what was in them. Furthermore, the little girl described how Joseph had forced her and Dylan to write letters to their father while being held at the campsites. One letter written by Shasta indicated that Joseph had been giving them some hope of a safe return, saying, "We might see you guys again." In his letter, Dylan wrote, "We are still alive, we're okay, we know what happened to Mom." On one occasion, Shasta said that Joseph left her chained to a tree while he took Dylan away for a long time. When they returned, Dylan was noticeably injured, and Shasta eventually learned that they had gone to an abandoned cabin in the woods, where Joseph tortured the young boy for hours. Joseph actually showed Shasta a video recording of her brother, with his hands tied behind his back, being assaulted and hung by a wire noose from the cabin's crossbeam. In the video, Joseph shouts, "The devil is here, boy, the devil himself. The devil likes to watch children suffer and cry." In the recording, Joseph brought Dylan down and revived him, promising to take him to the hospital. At one point, Joseph started to sing the Lord's Prayer using an eerily high voice. As he sang, "Thy will be done," he interrupted himself and shouted, "Can this be your will? You put people on the earth to do this. How can you do this? How can you let me? God, where are you? Show yourself." Tragically, Shasta's next admission removed any remaining hope that Dylan was still alive. She told the detective about another incident in which Joseph reached inside a container, presumably to grab a beer, and fired a shotgun from inside the container, fatally shooting young Dylan. It's unclear whether or not the shot was accidental, but nevertheless, Joseph then apparently burned the young boy's body in a fire at the campsite. Then he packed Shasta into the Jeep and drove back to Coeur d'Alene. As they drove through the town, Joseph decided they'd make a stop at the Denny's restaurant, which is precisely when the 911 calls about a little girl resembling Shasta started flooding in. Before the interview ended, Shasta explained to the detective in graphic detail what Joseph had told her about the fateful night at Wolf Lodge and how he had killed her entire family. She also reiterated that he was a total stranger, not known by anyone in her family. But then, just when investigators thought they were nearing the end of this nightmare, Shasta said one last thing that stunned the detective right to his core. Shasta shockingly informed the investigator that Joseph claimed to have committed other violent murders in the past. Without any more information, the interview ended, and authorities immediately prepared a search warrant for the stolen Jeep Joseph had been driving. They also made preparations to search the probable crime scene in Montana. And on July 3rd, just one day after Shasta's rescue, authorities located a cabin in the Montana wilderness that seemed to match the one from Joseph's recordings. Still, despite extensive search efforts, Dylan's remains were nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, the FBI Computer Forensics Laboratory continued to pull evidence from Joseph's film equipment, including extremely graphic video clips from inside the old Montana cabin depicting the horrendous torture of Dylan. FBI personnel searching in St. Regis, Montana, alerted deputies back in Idaho that human remains suspected to be those of Dylan had been located in a mountainous area, matching that which Shasta had previously described. The same day Dylan's remains were found, Joseph requested to speak with a jail chaplain, telling him he wanted to talk about forgiveness because he killed 3 people in a house. 4 days later, he sat for a long-awaited interview with Kootenai County detectives regarding the Wolf Lodge case. Authorities discovered that Joseph kept an encrypted journal online called The Fifth Nail, which he started in 2004. Decades later, the journal was broken into, revealing Joseph's twisted mindset. He wrote on the blog just days before the attack at Wolf Lodge. One post written on May 11, 2005 reads, "To be more specific, I am scared, alone, and confused, and my reaction is to strike out toward the perceived source of my misery, society. My intent is to harm society as much as I can, then die. As for the Happy Joe, Jet, well, he was just a dream. The boogeyman was alive and happy long before Happy Joe." When speaking to detectives, Joseph told them that he just happened to pass by the Wolf Lodge home and noticed Shasta and Dylan playing in their swimsuits in the yard. That's when he decided to pull over and survey the residence, thus putting his evil plan to abduct the children into motion. He may have been driving around and searching for his target as he was prepared with items in his vehicle to subdue the victims. It's likely that he'd fantasized about a scenario like this many times, and when he spotted the kids, he saw this as his opportunity to act. They asked him to provide his account of exactly what happened on the night of May 16th. Joseph said he arrived on the Wolf Lodge property in the stolen Jeep sometime between 2 and 3 a.m., with plans to approach the residence through the open field. At this point, Joseph went into great detail about the extra measures he took to ensure he left no trace behind, stating he was very knowledgeable of criminal procedures and crime scene processing. Joseph proudly explained how he intentionally bought disposable shoes, much larger than his actual size, to throw off the investigation. He boasted that he used gloves to avoid leaving any fingerprints. Then he continued to tell detectives that he surveyed the Wolf Lodge home with night vision goggles as he moved across the large field surrounding the residence. Joseph said he took extra care to be quiet because he knew dogs were inside the home. However, while he expressed concern over establishing where the parents' room was located, he appeared to already know exactly where the children slept at night. Detectives surmised that he likely gathered this information from stalking the two children before the attack. Nevertheless, once he felt confident that there was no movement inside and everyone was asleep, Joseph placed himself directly outside Shasta and Dylan's room. He stood on a lawn chair and peered intently inside the window, ready to enter and snatch them from their beds. But then, something happened that sent the night in a deadly new direction. One of the family's two dogs suddenly entered the bedroom and seemed to sense something was wrong as it began sniffing around the room. Then the dog unexpectedly looked directly up at the window where Joseph stood, frozen, and began to growl. Joseph instantly jumped off the chair and ran to a fence line on the property, saying at this moment he thought to himself, "Shit, he made me." It seemed as though he was blaming the dogs for what happened next, as being made is slang for being caught or seen. Joseph said he waited by the fence for approximately 1 hour to see if anyone had been alerted by the dog, but no one came out to investigate, and he didn't notice any movement inside the home. Joseph told detectives of this time spent waiting outside, "I kept looking for excuses to not do what I was going to do." Joseph also claimed he was nearly ready to abort the entire plan, looking for any excuse just to leave, but ultimately decided that if he returned and found the back door unlocked, he would go through with the crime. But if the door was locked, he would leave the family alone. So Joseph said he walked back to the home, and as fate would have it, the door was slightly open. He entered the residence carrying the sawed-off shotgun, with the first round being a bird shot to scare off the dogs if necessary. The second round, he said, was a slug intended for the man. Much to his surprise, the dogs didn't seem to notice as he opened the back door, but Joseph said he still retreated to the fence line for roughly a half hour to build his nerve. Then he equipped himself with duct tape and zip ties from a backpack he left in the field and quietly approached the back door again, wearing a hat and a mask. Joseph said that when he entered the home, he found Brenda asleep on the sofa. He then stated, "I froze. I didn't expect anyone to be in the living room." Joseph explained that he felt scared for a brief moment as he backed into the kitchen and waited to see if she would move, but the house remained quiet. So he continued to look around for the two dogs, and as he moved down the hallway, the dogs abruptly charged toward him from inside Slade's bedroom. Joseph described swinging the shotgun in their direction, fully prepared to shoot, but said the dogs quickly scampered away at the sight of the firearm. Joseph ducked down to hide, saying he could see from that position that Brenda had woken up. However, while she appeared to be looking directly at him, Joseph said she didn't seem to sense that anything was amiss yet, as she turned the light off and returned to lying on the couch. Joseph reported that her eyes seemed to be fixed on him, but he couldn't tell whether they were open or not, so he decided it was time to make a drastic move. He made his way over to Brenda, and with the shotgun trained on her, Joseph harshly whispered in a low voice, "Where's your husband?" He said that Brenda looked up at him with a confused expression on her face, so he repeated the question with more intensity. This time, Brenda replied that her husband wasn't in the house, so Joseph instead demanded that she bring him to the man. Then, Joseph said Brenda quickly got onto her feet and dashed up the stairs to where Mark was sleeping. He instructed Brenda to wake up Mark, and she did so by shaking him and shouting, "There's a man here with a gun." Joseph told detectives that Mark then rolled over and locked eyes with him, but for unknown reasons, the cold-blooded killer became overwhelmed with emotion at this point in the interview. After regaining his composure, Joseph described grabbing 2 sets of zip ties he had earlier interlocked in a police-type fashion to restrain the adults. However, he hadn't anticipated Mark's size and soon realized he would need to use both sets to secure his wrists. Furthermore, he fumbled with the zip ties at the top of the stairs, dropping the one that crime scene analysts later found while searching the home. Joseph said Mark complied and continued to lie face down on the bed as Brenda was ordered to fasten the zip ties around his wrists and ankles. Next, with Mark immobilized, Joseph asked where the guns were, wanting the couple to believe his sole mission was to steal them, not to abduct the children. He likely said this to prevent the adults from trying to fight back. Most people won't risk their lives over a robbery, but would in order to protect their children from abduction. Mark and Brenda couldn't run because they weren't going to leave their children behind, and they were likely afraid to fight Joseph because he had such a clear advantage with the weapon. Mark made his way down the stairs on his backside, and once they were both in the living room, Joseph prompted him to lie face down on the floor. Then he advised Brenda to wake up the children and bring them out. Joseph recalled hearing Slade shout, why, as his mother alerted him to the danger. With Slade out of his room, Brenda went into Shasta and Dylan's room and guided them back to the living area, where Joseph bound their wrists using duct tape and zip ties. When the entire family was secured on the living room floor, Joseph told the detectives, "I stood for a moment and surveyed my work. I thought how easy it was." The following sequence of events lined up precisely with what Shasta had told investigators about Joseph carrying her and Dylan outside and laying them on the grass. After bringing the children outside, Joseph returned to his backpack at the fence line and retrieved a framing hammer before re-entering the home. Once inside, he removed the duct tape from Slade's ankles and guided him outside to a spot where he was out of sight of the other children. Without warning, Joseph violently hit Slade in the back of his head with the hammer. He immediately fell to his knees, and at that point, Joseph struck him again, prompting the 13-year-old to fall face down on the ground. Assuming he was dead, Joseph went back inside the house and told Brenda to stand, but because she was bound at the ankles, Joseph had to help her up. Once she was upright, Joseph said he tried to use the hammer's claw end to cut through the duct tape around her ankles so she could walk, but instead, Brenda was sent face first back onto the floor when he pulled up on the weapon. Joseph stated that Brenda was clearly injured from the fall, so he decided it was time to end her pain. At this point in the interview, he briefly spoke about his empathetic side, saying, "What I did next was an act of compassion." Then he expressed hitting Brenda 2 or 3 times in the head with the hammer. After he was satisfied that she was no longer alive, he moved over to Mark, who he stated was still realizing what was happening, and struck him 2 or 3 times on the top of his head. Joseph said Mark cried out, "Ouch," before going still, just as Shasta had previously told detectives. Joseph then went back outside and noticed that Dylan and Shasta were both propped up, against their orders to remain laying down, and were speaking with Slade, who Joseph was shocked to find alive and moving around the house's exterior, presumably attempting to flee the scene and get help. He demanded the 2 young children to stay still as he ran after Slade, and for a moment, he actually thought the teenager had gotten away. Unfortunately, Joseph caught up to Slade in front of the house, where he was standing frozen in confusion from the traumatic head wounds he had endured. Joseph mercilessly struck him in the head, neck, and shoulders several more times with the hammer, until he finally dropped to the ground. Before leaving the home, Joseph went back inside to check on Brenda and Mark. He said both were making snoring or mumbling sounds, so he struck each victim's head a few more times. He described not wanting to look as he hit Brenda. Authorities raced through the steady rainfall to the rural Wolf Lodge home and made their way down the dirt driveway. As they continued their approach, they stopped to peek inside the family's vehicle, which was parked a short distance away from the residence. Officers glimpsed a hunting rifle lying on the front seat and also noticed what appeared to be bullet holes in the rear windows. As they moved closer to the home, several blood stains on and around the front door became visible. Deputies also noted blood in a pool of rainwater that had formed in the grass next to the walkway. They attempted to elicit a response from the family by pounding on the locked front door and demanding someone open up, but the only answer they received was that of dogs barking. They quickly proceeded to the back door and discovered it had been left ajar. Authorities immediately took one of the visibly frightened dogs into custody. The other, however, remained hiding inside the home. They would soon uncover the source behind the dog's extreme fear. Inside the kitchen, an officer made a most gruesome discovery. The body of a teenage young man was lying face down on the floor, his head wrapped and his hands bound behind his back with duct tape. Then, in the area between the kitchen and living room, the officer spotted another victim, a fully dressed adult woman also lying face down on the floor. Her hands were cuffed behind her back using heavy-duty zip ties in a manner similar to that practiced by law enforcement. Duct tape had also been used to restrain the woman's ankles and feet. Horrifyingly, there was yet another body lying face down in the living room. The adult male victim was dressed only in shorts, and zip ties had been used to bind his wrists and ankles together. The officers confirmed all three were deceased. Even more disturbing, on February 17, 2005, Joseph wrote, "As long as we keep attacking the symptoms of social disease, the so-called offenders, then our problems will keep getting worse. Someday, soon I hope, society will be forced to wake up and recognize how it propagates its own misery by denying the truth that criminals are victims too." He expanded on these thoughts, writing 11 days later, "Yes, I know a lot about abuse from all three sides, the victims, the offenders, and the systems. I'm not saying let offenders do their thing. I have no problem with taking direct measures to stop people from hurting people. But I think it is more effective to take direct measures to stop people from wanting to hurt people. We should offer free offender counseling and even amnesty for certain types of offenses if the offender agrees to treatment before they're caught. That would be a very practical and effective way to reduce crimes dramatically. I doubt it will ever happen, though, because our society loves the excitement that offenders bring into our living rooms through the media, and we would be lost without someone to point our fingers at."
That's it. You can.
Wow.
Is that
Wow.
not horrible?
He's a monster.
That was a straight up monster.
What's her name? 10 to Life did a show on this actually today about Shasta and Dylan.
The creepiest part for me
Yeah.
was when, he was saying the devil's not here, or the God's not here, boy, the devil something.
Oh man, I wish he could have got struck dead at that time. I wish God would have struck him dead. And I hate to say that, but a monster like that, yes. Ken, I was kind of hoping you wasn't listening. Annalise did a thing on that today.
I said trigger warning. It was.
Oh yeah.
But
that is Lyman Chime. That's the one who did the thing for summer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. I mean, just hard monsters that are out there. Did you hear what the steps he took before he decided he was going to take those kids?
Yeah.
He there and he watched them at the wood line for weeks with infrared goggles.
Ooh.
What he did was he learned their routine. What he did was he watched when, they came and went, when whoever went to work and whoever came home, when the kids were by themselves, when they were with adults, what the habits were of each of the people that were there, what the dogs did, this was planned out, and it was,
bad.
and obviously it wasn't his first time.
No,
So
it wasn't.
there are people like this in the world.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
More than what we know. And the more the pornography industry continues to grow, the worse. Like Elizabeth Smart said, every time that her perpetrator would look at one of those porn magazines, he would use it against her. Like he would victimize her. It's just so sensitive, and with you having a missing daughter, I don't know if you could handle it. I just worry about you. I really do. I worry about you. I really do. But yeah, this person is, it's almost like Silence of the Lambs. Have you watched that movie?
Oh,
like, you know how he looks through that in Silence of the Lamb, and them goggles, and he hunts that girl down.
Well, actually, those goggles he used in Silence of the Lambs, those are military grade goggles, infrared goggles.
I know. That's scary stuff right there.
Just
No
something
doubt.
to get off of Amazon.
I know. Well, it's that movie too, probably where it's that movie. But still, yeah, there's people out here like this, you all. And there was a lot of RSOs in that area where Summer was. It went on for a couple weeks before girl Shasta was recovered, and she witnessed all at like 11 years old. Like, I don't know how the girl actually is still like Yanni. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of therapy.
A lot of therapy. A
Oh,
lot of therapy.
sorry. I
That was
know.
a creepy movie. I told Candace to watch it. I don't know if she would want to watch Silence of the Lambs, but
Made her cry. I'm sorry, Candace.
it did make me cry, but I have to hear things. I know, Ken, I'm sorry. But we have to show people that this stuff is out here, and that even though they lived up in a holler, that did not eliminate creepos from coming around or stalking that baby, you know? So I just, we have to show people that, hey, we need to look at something else besides these parents. It's been 2 years now, you know. They even have night vision on cameras now and see the police scanners guys use them. Oh yeah, I think you can actually buy cameras like that now. In fact, I think Timu has them. Mentioned in Timu. Candace. Okay.
Mm.
Buffalo Bill, yeah. Buffalo Bill, Frank. Frank. Where Jinkies go, she never stays for serious topics. Never.
Oh, it, I know. It is hard. Here I am sitting here crying. Oh my gosh. Let me turn this camera off.
Candace Morin said, OMG, PSA, I got a membership from lovely Farm Lady members. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Did somebody give memberships a while ago? I didn't see it if they did. Let me go see. And I'm sorry, I can't see it unless I go to another page. Did someone give it, or was it from earlier that there were memberships?
I didn't see one go up.
I
It
didn't see
might have
one
been
either.
before I got here.
But if y'all haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, that like button that helps my algorithm, and please hit that notification. And if you'd like to become a member, my mods put up my membership link. You can hit that button, become a member of the Critters Crime. If you would like to hear more stories like this, of serious things that actually does happen to these children that has survived such horrible situations and saved other children, please let me know. We can do a night of just
Oh,
this
Stacy,
stuff.
I can't stop crying.
Huh?
I can't stop crying. Oh my God.
Oh,
I feel bad that, that upset.
yeah,
I know I had to upset Candace, but
yeah.
uh,
Daisy, have you all watched about the actress that was taken not once but twice by a church friend? Their family loved him. He held her captive. I've never watched that. Thank you guys. Snow said Natasha Campush was abducted and held for 8 years in a hidden cellar in the basement. The abductor was close family friend. Monsters are everywhere. Well, look at Robin's little daughter. Look at Robin's little daughter. It was the neighbor that had her right down the road, and Robin was right outside looking for her and yelling for her. And Robin said that she knew that she could hear her, probably could hear them hollering for her. You know, it's much closer than what we think in these cases. And I guarantee you, when it comes out and they find Summer, or they find out what happened to Summer, it'll be somebody that we never even knew. It will be something totally than what any of us expected. I guarantee it. Can said, prayers for all the children and the families that are going through all that we are. Thank you, Daisy and Foreign Family. Thank you, Can. And I'm glad that you were strong enough to be able to go through those two interviews. But, you know, children are strong. And Summer was a tomboy. And so we don't know. Summer may still be out there. You know, she may know how to survive. Maybe maybe she's just with somebody. I mean, like with little Cleo. Look what happened with little Cleo. That guy just wanted a baby doll. He wanted a baby doll so bad that he went into a tent and took her from her parents. She was sleeping right beside of her parents, and he walked past her parents. He didn't take her from the other end. He went from the parent side and took her out in the middle of the night because he wanted a baby doll. Good night, Can Can. Love you, honey. Good night, sweetheart. So I mean, there you go. Thank God that Australia uses modern technology to be able to track these people, and they could find out through satellite imagery and stuff like that they could find the perpetrator of Cleo and bring her back home before something really bad happened to her. I watched a video of Summer scaling a rock waterfall. Hang on. Sorry, guys. A rock waterfall and jumping off a cliff into water. She's a tough kid. Oh, yes. Are you there, Christine?
Yep, I'm here. I'm trying to.
Is there anything about the tree trimmers that you would like? I know you feel really strong about the tree trimmers.
Yeah, the tree trimmers, I think is we need to look into that. And I'm not saying I know get a lot of slack. Nobody really wants to look at the tree trimmers, but the fact is they were on the property. Candace says it, Don says it, Jody Sue says it, Fred Hill says it. They parked down at the bottom of the driveway of all of their driveways because there's not a lot of room there. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying that all the tree trimmers are bad. They're not. They're hardworking people, absolutely.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is that somebody could have posed as a tree trimmer or could have worked there and seen what was happening day in and day out and watched Summer and her routine. To me, that is a perfect disguise because who's going to sit there? Who is going to think it was one of the tree trimmers? They were allowed to be on the property.
Right.
So that's a perfect opportunity to sit there and watch the comings and goings, just like this guy did on little Shasta's case. I don't even
Yeah.
want to say his name. Um, you know, and that would be a perfect excuse to watch them. And just because the tree trimmers quit working at 3 or 3:30, that does not mean that the tree whoever, it only takes one,
Yeah.
came back or stayed. You don't know which. And obviously they're used to being in the woods, in the wood lines. They know how to maneuver going over, steep hills. They cut, paths so that the power lines can be cleared. So they're
Right.
used to terrain of steep hills. They're used to whatever kind of animals or snakes
Yeah.
that are on the properties. They're
Yeah.
used to all that.
Can I call
They're,
out Angela right quick? Thank
okay.
you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member of the Critters Crime family. Yeah. You can make fun of that now, Per Garden. Yeah. Thank you for becoming a member of the Critters Crime family. Thank you, Angela, for supporting the channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Christine. Sorry.
But I get a lot of slack for,
Well,
mentioning the tree
you
trimmers
shouldn't,
all the time.
because
Huh?
you could be very well right. This
I
actually could have been one of the
listen,
treats.
I go through each person in my mind, each scenario in my mind, and my mind keeps popping right back to the tree trimmers. And there was, if Daisy, you want to look it up on your computer and then share the screen, and it was in California. There was a tree trimmer who was um, murdering. How he did? He worked for a tree trimming company, okay, and he stalked his victims after, giving them service for cutting their trees. And that's how he got close to his victims. He was a tree trimmer, and he became, someone who murdered multiple people doing this. This is definitely, and I know a lot of people get on to me about it. Oh, the FBI talked to them all, blah blah blah. Okay, well, there was 5 different companies that were in this grant that Tennessee, had. They had to finish it in a certain amount of time. And so they had to have that many subcontracting tree trimming companies to come in to do it, because there's a deadline when you have a grant. Grants always have a deadline, and they run out of time if you don't get it done within a certain amount, what their time is, their time limit. So they hired subcontractors, the state did, to come in and do all of these tree trimming, jobs, so that they can get it done on a certain amount of time. It is definitely plausible that.
Can I shout out Sleuth Fairy right quick? She just gave me a super chat. Thank you, Sleuth Fairy. Thank you. Elizabeth Schaff and Aldo Katie Beers are 2 good cases to aid the understanding of predators. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you for supporting my channel. God bless you.
You want me to research Sleuth Fairy? I can research them.
We might talk about them. We might pick one day out of the week to talk about these cases.
Yeah, that don't have just the parents to blame, because there are so many other ones out there.
Yes,
I can sit there and name. There's a girl that went missing from my town where I live, and she still has not been found. Her parents were very influential. Her father was even in politics. Her name was Dale Dimwitty, and she was going to a U2 concert, or I think it was U2. It was back in the early 90s, late 80s. Well, she just vanished without a trace. I mean, just completely just gone off the face of the earth.
What happened this summer. Thank you, Innocence. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for that super sticker. Woohoo! Thank you.
Aww.
God bless you all for supporting my channel. That makes these lives worthwhile. I think my last 2 lives I made. The one before that I made $1 something, and the one after that I made $2. Yeah.
Now listen, Miss Daisy, you are just too rich.
Innocent. Thank you. God bless you, Innocent.
And don't go spend all that in one place.
Look at Debbie.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Debbie. Woohoo! Where's my cowbell at, y'all? Woohoo! Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Innocent. God bless you. Innocent gave me 2, and Debbie gave me 1. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. That makes up for those 2 days.
God bless.
When you sit on here for 3 or 4 hours, and they cut your ads, and you don't make no money, and it's just very frustrating.
It's like they do that on purpose. It seems like.
Yes, but thank God, y'all. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. God bless you. Oh, look here, Innocent. Oh my God, Innocent. She gave me more. Gosh. I love you, honey. Thank you, honey. Lord, she's giving me all kinds.
God bless you. God knows what you need, and God is going to provide it. Regardless if it's through YouTube or through your friends, through your subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to make a way.
Wait, cowbell.
I love each and every one of you guys. Thank
you,
Innocent. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for helping me. All the members, Sleuth Fairy, all the people that give today with their memberships and everything else. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Woohoo! Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I can finally come back.
It really does make a difference.
We do love this channel. I mean, seriously, everybody on this channel, most of the time, I'll say, unless a few trolls scroll in, but most of the time, everybody is loving and supporting of each other, and pray for each other and lift each other up. There's a few that wander in, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I said tonight, I am not going to do that drama. We're going to talk about missing kids tonight. We're not going to focus on all that
Yeah.
other negativity.
That's
I
right. And
love
look how much
everybody.
better.
Y'all just don't even know how much I love my chat and my supporters and my mods and all my members and all my subscribers and everybody that supports my channel
And that's why you
because it
can't let
really means a lot to me.
and that's why you can't let the devil, take it away from you. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand up and say, you know what, y'all can do what y'all want to do. That's not going to even affect me because
Sorry,
y'all have
sorry.
got to deal with that with God, and then I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Okay,
What
ladies,
God has called me to do, and that's what you're doing.
that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's hard though when they really take on
Oh,
the.
I know it.
Molly, go heavier. Thank you.
Oh,
Look
thank
at
you for
you.
that super sticker.
Oh,
Woohoo!
you guys are
Woohoo! Thank
amazing.
you. God bless you. I need that cowbell, y'all. I need a cowbell.
We need to find her a little
Woohoo!
ding
Thank
bell, like a.
you. God bless you
We
guys.
do need each other, you
Oh,
guys. We
yes, we do
do.
need each other. And that's the
Amen.
reason why I continue on coming on here is because of my wonderful supporters and stuff.
Yeah.
I
And
want
you know
to.
what? This helps me do research too because, you have all these people who appreciate the hard work, to try to help these
Yeah.
families and
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Thank
get
you,
some
Molly.
answers.
Yes. Nora said, I want to buy you dinner after Summer's Day. Okay. You
Aw.
don't have to do that. We can meet and greet. You don't have to buy me dinner, but we could hang out for sure. But I don't know if I'm going to be going. It depends on how I feel that day. Some days I wake up in a lot of pain and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want it to turn out to be another last year.
That's what I say. I tell everybody I'm going to tell you the
But I
day
love
of.
you, Nora, for that. I love you,
Thank
and
you,
I do hope that
Debbie.
we can meet.
Look what
I
Debbie
I
said.
just would be afraid that somebody would be there to take snaps of me and make fun of me even worse
God of
than
love,
what they
don't
already.
worry.
I'm not going to be doing no more Timu where I show my face because they've already took it and used it last night against me, and so I won't be showing my face no more
Well,
because it just
we
gives them
love
ammunition.
you and we think you're beautiful, and we
Thank
don't
you.
care what those people think because look at the way they look.
Look, Lady of Love's been a member for 11 months. Lady of
Oh, I
Love.
didn't see it. Let me see. Hang on just a second. Oh,
Look
thank you, Lady of Love. Thank you. God bless
at
you.
Suzanne.
Thank
You
you.
are amazing.
Oh, Susan,
Suzanne.
thank you. Thank you. Oh, God bless you guys.
Oh, the stars.
Woohoo! Woohoo! God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Now,
Thank
when you
you.
become a
Oh,
member,
thank you, JJ. God bless you guys. I need
You
that
are
cowbell,
going all this
y'all.
love is gonna
I
make this
got to
baby
find that
cry.
cowbell.
look how much you've had to go through, but
Oh,
look how God blesses you after you
yes.
have to
Thank
go
you,
through the tests and the
guys.
trials.
Oh, God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Oh.
Daisy's gonna be off here crying.
Thank
I'll
you.
be
I
Yeah.
know. 'Cause I was getting really frustrated. And I appreciate you all supporting my channel. Thank you guys so much. Susan J, every one of you guys. Everybody that's become members and super chats and subs that there's some people that can't afford to help and just by being a subscriber or just coming in and watching my videos and supporting me mentally. Sometimes y'all lift me up mentally because I get down. These YouTube streets are not easy. Oh,
We
thank
got
you, Lady of Love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. We love you and this channel. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you guys so much.
See, I think God is showing you how
Oh,
important you are.
Yeah.
And
thank
to
you
not let the
guys.
enemy lie to you and make you, run like question being here,
Yeah.
because I think the Lord is showing you how much you mean to so many people.
I can hear her crying. Look, she's crying, y'all. I
Who?
heard it. You.
No, no, I promise I'm not crying, but I'm really, really, really happy. I am. I really am. You
Oh,
got to
Laura
see your
P.
grandpa. Thank you, Molly. Go heavier. Thank you. God bless you. You go see them grandbabies.
Yay.
You
Look
go
at
see
Lori
them
P.
grandbabies.
Gifted five
Huh?
memberships. Thank you, Lori P.
Oh, wow.
Oh
That's a blessing.
my gosh. Thank you, Lori P. Thank
That's a very
you.
big blessing.
Oh my gosh. God bless you guys. You all are being awesome tonight. Woohoo! Yeah! Yeah! Yes,
Way to
Brandon.
go, chat.
Yeah!
Way to go, chat. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. guys so much.
And you know what? You didn't even have to get up there and beg for it. They gave it to you. You don't have to get
Yeah,
up there
everybody's being
and beg.
precious
They
tonight.
just
Thank
love
you
you.
guys.
They love
Oh
you.
my gosh, y'all are awesome. I can't
She
see the
can tell
message.
us.
So if you all let me know when somebody does that, because I can't see it. I have to go to the other page. It won't show up on my regular page. Miss Daisy, I
Okay.
actually watched last night and it was disgusting. I can't keep watching. I was so angry. People were cruel and sick. I know,
Yeah.
Crystal. I just got to walk away from it. But I had to prove my point today. Hey, Penny. I had to prove my point by posting the video of what she said.
Hey,
Miss Stacy,
Daisy.
I told you there was good coming on the horizon. You did. Thank you, guys.
And
You got,
Daisy, Honeysuckle Mama wanted to say earlier when, you know, we were all chatting that she just wanted to say that she was sorry because she did listen to other creators, but she's glad that she came to the channel and that she loves you.
Aw.
oh, tell her that I love her too.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
we all get swayed.
Yeah,
We all get
y'all.
swayed.
I think we all have admitted it. We
Yeah.
really have. We've all admitted that we fell into,
Oh
some
yeah, it's
traps.
easy to
And
do.
yeah,
It's so
you
easy to
start
do.
going with the crowd and listening to what everybody's saying, and you get swayed. And you
Yeah.
have to pull away from it a while and kind of do it alone and look through it by yourself and kind of see what you really think, not just what other people are saying.
But and you know
Exactly.
what, though? It takes a big person and a very strong person to apologize. And
Yes.
when
Yes.
somebody cares enough to apologize, you've got to accept it because that's hard to
Yeah,
say.
it is.
Honeysuckle, I hear you, Daisy. I love you too.
Oh,
Oh, listen, y'all. My door is always open over here, except for Ronald. He stirs up a lot, so I can't let him come in here because he really says some bad stuff over there. If he didn't
Yeah.
say the meanest stuff in the world that he says, I'd let him back in here. But he's pretty mean. He's about as mean as Prayer Garden.
But when people
Daisy,
go to
that
that
song, I'm gonna raise
point,
it up. Listen to it. I will. God is love, huh?
when people go to that point and when they take it to the like over the line, you know what I mean, under the belt, you do have to draw a line because you can't let people just come in and abuse you verbally
I
into your
know.
chat room. You have to
I
draw a
know.
line.
You do. Yes. And but I really like walking away from a lot of stuff and focusing on these young missing children. I love to talk about them. I like to get into the story and get deep into the story. And just like we've done tonight, I really have enjoyed this live tonight. And actually, there's been no drama, and I love it. Chiblee said, saying a banner in the butt is one thing, but if you put it there, it might be misunderstood as a hate crime. What, Chill Billy?
I missed that one. I don't know what that meant.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
A
Hey,
banner in
Pink
the
Butterfly. Chill Billy.
Oh, let me ask y'all a question. Miss Daisy and Christine, what do y'all think about the Target thing going on? All
Oh,
the Target stuff going on. Have y'all heard about that?
oh, I don't even. I've heard about it, but I don't get all up in it because.
What is it?
Well, a lot of people are boycotting Target because they've hired a Satanist to decorate and to design a lot of the like children's clothes, and it has a lot of uh
Chill
a lot
Billy.
of inappropriate things for children to wear, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Yeah.
that won't last long, I'll tell you now, because once the stock for Target goes down, that person will be out of there.
Oh yeah, and it will because and I'm telling you, I have me a Target card and I love Target. So
No,
I'm like,
I'm
they
not
better
a big
straighten
fan of
their butt
Target.
up.
I was a fan. I like their dollar spot, but really
Yeah.
their stuff is not that nice. I'm
Well,
not a
they've
big
gone
fan
up.
of them.
They've gone up on it, and the stuff has gotten cheaper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. And I don't go to Starbucks because they represent
I
bad
hate
stuff too.
Starbucks.
So I don't go to Starbucks because they're like that symbol is like satanic
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
it is. It's like a
Yeah,
mermaid. It's a mermaid. It's like a siren. That's what it is.
right.
But
But we're gonna be
the thing with these kids tonight with these stories that you did, the weird thing
uh-huh.
is, and this is how God works. The other night, I'm not even kidding you, this is like 2 or 3 nights ago, I watched the
Love
same
you, little thing.
exact 2 stories because
Mhm.
I needed to watch something where it had a good outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed to watch something where some kids, you know what I'm saying, were going to be found and it wasn't all this, ending bad and all that kind of stuff. And with Shasta's mom and her family, I know that was a bad part of it, and her little brother, but in the end she was so strong and she fought and she was smart. And I think Summer's like her a lot. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
think Summer with
Summer.
her big brothers,
Yeah.
and the way she ran things, I think she is smart enough to, play her way along until she can get the moment to escape. And I
Right.
really
And
feel that way.
like Christine said, the she probably got used to those tree trimmers coming up there, and
Yeah.
they could have lured her very easy.
Oh,
Very, very
yeah.
easy.
Well, I think about whenever, my grandma lived in the city and they would have the tree trimmers come to power lines, they'd get all too big up in
Mhm.
there. And I'd be standing out in the yard playing, me and my cousin. I mean, 5 years old, just playing, running around in the summertime. And they would sit out there and talk to us all the time. Like just sit there and carry on a conversation while they're up the pole. Because we're standing at the bottom of the pole asking them all these questions.
Mhm. Good night, innocence. I love you, honey. Good night. Are you going good night? Everybody
Yeah,
saying good night to Innocence.
he
Thank you
talked to
so
him
much
too.
for supporting my channel, Innocence. And everybody, I appreciate it so much. Good night. Love you, Innocent. But yeah, you're right. Like, you never know.
You don't
There's
know.
just so many.
And what if somebody also was watching now? I do know the way that these city contracts and state contracts work because my daddy owned a construction company, and he also would hire subcontractors to get a job done in a hurry.
Mhm.
Because you do a bid on a job and you get it, well, you get that amount of money. And the thing is, if you don't finish it in time, they start deducting your pay. You start having to pay if you go over that amount of time. So
Right.
who knows who was in there? There have been people on my daddy's payroll, seriously, that I don't even think it was their real name before.
Jinkies is trying to be
What's you
controversial.
doing?
Jinkies.
You got old Nanner.
My mother used to.
But listen, y'all. Everybody can say what they want, but Daisy and me and this nanner go back a long ways.
Is it a wax Nanner?
Good night,
It
Innocent.
goes back a long ways.
Jinkies, listen, I don't control what Jinkies does with that banana.
Watch
Banana.
Oh, that's a
Jinkies.
real one. That's not a wax one.
I was kind of, what was it they called me last night? A nanner sucking something
Oh,
other.
no.
Innocent, thank you. Jinkies. Now we ain't gonna bring that drama over here, Jinkies.
I will say that banana's got some girth.
Jinkies loves her bananas, that's for sure.
And you got good potassium.
Y'all,
Love you all.
viewers' discretion advised with Jinkies and this banana. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lady Love. Thank you for another super sticker, another super chat. You deserve it. We absolutely love your channel and all the family we have here. Thank you so much. Jinkies, ring your bell. Woohoo! Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you. That's giving super chats and memberships tonight. Thank you guys.
Ring a ring a ring.
Chill,
And
Billy.
Lady of
Thank
Love.
you, Lady of Love. I appreciate
What's
that. I
your
love
chip,
you.
Billy? The
Hi.
banana?
Jinkies.
Bananas are good for you, especially when they're they're wide and they're long like that.
I love you guys.
Sorry, flip flop.
Yo, these bananas
Jinkies
is
has
good
low
for potassium.
They really are.
They're
low-
so good for potassium.
Bananas are carbs. Those
Look
are
how
a
pretty that banana is,
Make
y'all.
no mistake, I don't control what Jinkies does on my channel. Okay.
And they
Said
also,
it wasn't
well, a
me.
good
It's
banana
Good.
will
not.
Don't
also
let Jinkies
help
get us in trouble. I know, Sarah.
night
That's
cramps
what
in
she's
your
trying to
legs.
do. Someone said it wasn't me in chat. Huh?
No, I'm no banana.
It
You
wasn't
tell
me.
Billy. I'm no nanner. What? Tell Billy.
I'm no
Jinkies,
nanner.
put that damn banana up.
Just a banana.
Girl, get to eating. Get to eating.
It's so good.
Fool y'all. Don't let that face fool you.
Oh, my Lord, help us.
Thank you, Debbie. But ain't that a pretty banana?
Good over here, you guys. We're
It
trying
really
to be
is.
good. We've
Second
had a
while
good live tonight. Jinky's coming over here again, bringing
Such a
controversy.
pretty nana.
It couldn't have come from
to the
Walmart.
channel.
I think
Oh,
this
my
one
Lord.
did.
No way.
No, it might
Yeah.
have come from the local grocery store.
Yeah, that
is
looks,
The devil had things up
that looks too nice and big for
banana.
Walmart.
That's a beautiful banana.
Let's see. I know.
I just wanted to show y'all my banana.
Miss Chewy said she needs a haircut.
That
Why
would
do
be
you need a haircut?
that's
Miss
You're
a
Chewy.
good banana.
It's already
You
cut
are.
like a boy, Miss Chewy, remember?
Chewy is beautiful. They ain't nobody should be talking bad about Miss Chewy.
good.
She's a beautiful lady.
Cream
very
cheese.
good.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Miss
you,
Chewy.
Amy Taylor. Y'all get a limb on her.
Miss Chewy, if I lived close to you, I'd give you a free haircut. I
There
did
you
hair
go.
a long time.
Well, no, somebody made a comment about Miss Chewy's hair. Her hair is beautiful. I love Miss Chewy's hair.
I've never even seen her hair. I was just saying if she needed a haircut, if she lived
That's
close
right,
by,
Crystal.
come on by.
Jenny was eating nanas on her show way before anything else.
Right, Lady Love? Yes.
She did get a haircut, Angie. She got her hair dyed and cut.
Ah.
Even though she's cried about 3 days for it.
Oh,
Oh no.
We have a lot of people here that love you, including me. I got your back. Christine, Sayla, Candace, Jinkies, and her banana.
Yay. We got each other's back.
Oh my Lord, y'all.
We just got to stick together and fight the good.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely.
I made I mean, I know I have a small channel, but I made a couple videos, and I was nice on one of them and
Bananas.
prayed and stuff. But the second one I made, you know, I was just being pretty
It's
honest about it.
bananas.
And
Oh, really?
saying, yeah, about how disgusting it was. These people going after, and I played part of her little nasty clip she has, and then I wanted to do the one.
No,
that
Angie,
you
I
had,
ain't got it correct.
but remember, she dirty deleted it, and then so I think you took it down, so I was gonna have to wait for you to put it back up so I could use
Justin,
yours.
you want to buy
to
my
show that
banana,
part.
don't you?
Because it got
my banner?
really too far. on the
Yeah,
line.
it was. Yeah, I'm trying to wave the white flag and call it true. But Jinkies is making it real hard over here with that darn
Jinkies
banana.
has been eating bananas way before Justice for All was getting them.
That's right, Amy Madison.
Well, another thing is, I think they like it. I think they like the drama going. I think they enjoy
It's not got nothing to do with Justin.
No, it
Nothing
don't.
to do with Justin.
You know, sure
It's
don't.
all about Jinkies and how
Gotta be
much she loves
good.
bananas.
I'm trying to be good. Yo.
I think
Oh,
Justin likes kielbasa.
Huh?
I think
He
Justin
can
likes
like what he wants,
kielbasa.
like, I don't care.
Girl, he did
But I've been
that.
eating bananas a long time.
JJ donated some more memberships.
It's because who did?
JJ.
JJ. Did JJ? Who
Huh?
did?
Bananas are good for you.
They
Did you
are.
say
And
somebody
have you
did
ever eaten
another-
a peanut
Oh,
butter and a
thank
banana?
you, Jay. Thank you. God bless you.
Sorry, he's been a
Go
member for
become a
3 months.
member. We really appreciate your channel. Thank you, JJ. Thank you
know,
so
Ian.
much. God bless you,
know.
JJ.
JJ, I don't have my
Woo-hoo,
glasses.
I'm a ninja.
God bless you.
You can almost see my eyes. I'm being a ninja.
Somebody
She knows
said
techniques in her
Jinkies
name.
always reminds me of Tool Time neighbor.
That's
Oh,
right.
over the fence. Because you remember the guy, the friend over the fence, and you'd only see him from the nose up.
Oh, yeah.
And boom,
What's
take
that?
a
Thank
break.
you, JJ. Thank you for being a
What's
member
that
of the
supposed to mean, Jill Billy?
Jay's the chief. He's the chief.
Yes, he
You
is.
know, he said nanners to the left, nanners to the right, peel your nana, and boom, take a bite. Well, she done took a bite. Chill, Billy.
He's
She done took a bite.
Well, I tell you what, they'll
That
keep
nanner's
them Charlie
gone.
horses. They really help.
Look, that nanner's gone,
I eat
y'all.
it because
You
of
ate
the
the whole
calcium.
thing.
And they're a good
Eat the
snack. They're a
whole
healthy
thing.
snack.
They are.
And Then
Oh, my
eat
granny
that
It's
candy.
banana.
Even though they're
See,
not good on keto, they're not very good on keto.
your hair is the same color as my hair. I think it looks gorgeous. I love that color on you.
I think it looks more natural than what it did
My
before.
hair?
Oh,
Yes,
it's
hair.
starting out a little bit.
hate
It's
it.
kind of
I think it is gorgeous.
oxidized more now. I think it looks
Well,
good.
somebody said that was a cheer back in the day. Did you used
It
to be a
was.
cheerleader?
Cheer,
Chillbilly.
you're gonna have to out cheer for me.
Was he a cheerleader?
I want to see that banana cheer, Chillbilly. Let me live stream it.
My fibrobiology has
Right,
been
MC
killing
Lick
me
Lick.
for a week, so I'm going to say goodnight, y'all. See you next time. Good night, Susan, and thank you for the super chat, and God bless you, Susan.
I feel you,
Don't you
Suzanne.
stop
It's the
me.
weather, I think.
I'm
honey.
from Alabama with the banjo on my knee.
Good night, honey.
Love you. Make sure you
Love
come back.
you, honey. Good night,
Get some
baby.
rest because it's that nasty weather out. It makes
What's that
fibromyalgia
saying? One
hurt.
foot in the grave and one banana.
It was
peel.
delicious.
Money stacked
It
on
was
the-
delicious, sugar boom boom.
It lowers the blood pressure.
It does?
I bet
You
you could if you wanted to, Chillbilly. You can do everything else.
Never cheered.
He tries something and he always does a
You
good
don't
job.
need to. Auntie Sherry does that for him. Where did she go? She was in here earlier. I guess she went to
She
bed.
must went to bed.
She's probably like, I'm done with Daisy.
I also love those frosted pops and cut up bananas and put them in them. Do y'all ever put bananas in your cereal?
I like my bananas raw.
I had to put it in
I
my
like
cereal.
them big. I like them long and girthy.
Yeah.
Look, it's the same color.
I don't think so, Christine.
Huh? Same
I like Christine's color of her hair. It looks good on her.
It does.
Thank
I like it.
Now, Jinkies, you
Sarah, I
so
was being good
shy,
for Chillbilly. That's what it
when
was.
Chillbilly was there. Now she's not. I know.
No, I had to
Chillbilly
keep
brings out
putting-
the meanness.
I had to put the thing on a mute a lot. Y'all didn't hear me because I had to mute out that night because we don't want the kids down
It's
there.
some kind of saying, I don't know it all, but I know it had something to do with grave, banana peel, and I don't know what.
Oh, I love cornflakes with bananas in it. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. A little
I
sugar.
like
in
honey
your cornflakes.
bunches of oats with bananas. What,
He
Jinkies?
said I'm shy and quiet.
Cornflakes, and I don't even know how
Bananas are
long.
good with oatmeal. Bananas are real good for you.
It was the kids' fault,
Yeah.
Chillbilly.
But if you're on the keto diet,
We had to mute.
But actually, right now, banana's not a good word to be mentioning in chat.
I like actually
There's
banana
a lot
baby
of
food is
controversy.
good.
There's
Banana
nothing. There's
snack, it
nothing
is
the matter
good.
with the banana, y'all.
Mm-mm.
Bananas are innocent. They're fruit. I love my bananas.
Right. What's
I've
wrong
been
with
eating
bananas?
bananas on this damn Daisy's chat in particular for months now.
banana.
Anti-Sherry, too.
Yeah.
Me and Sherry do banana eating contest.
Yeah, and anyway, I saw Mr. Justin at the store. He was buying a whole bag full of cucumbers.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Oh,
Just
thank
playing.
you.
Yeah. Jinkies is real quiet the other night. I know she was.
Well, she's so quiet.
Shirley said hi.
Just be quiet,
Bananas
y'all.
help prevent strokes. Well, heck, I need all kinds of them because I feel like
dang.
I'm going to stroke.
Me too.
I
I
feel like
need a
I'm going to
stalk of
stroke
them.
out.
I need a banana tree.
Hey, little Miss
Just
Jinkies,
be quiet, y'all.
bananas and Rice Krispies with sugar on top. Let's
I
see.
like
Scott
cornflakes
said,
better.
cut the central out of the banana, add
And
butter.
I like
sugar.
peaches too in my cornflakes.
Oh, you know what?
Banana booty
Bananas
bee
with peanut butter's good, y'all.
when all the others are
Oh,
coming
I love
in.
banana butter.
Wrapped
be a-
and full and baked and barbecue.
Banana booty.
Ooh, y'all.
I like banana butter
Oh,
on
banana
toast.
booty
Who's
here.
banana booty?
Come in.
What is Team Bananas?
Team
Because
bananas.
they have our
Nora said she wants to meet us in when we go. If I go, Jinkies is for sure going to.
Oh, yeah, I guess he will be.
In Tennessee there.
Where are you going?
I don't know if I'm gonna go or not.
Oh,
Yeah, banana day keeps the cramps away.
I'm probably not going to go.
Huh, Christine?
I'm probably not gonna go. My sons will be here, so.
Oh well, I don't
Christine had
blame
them
you.
them boys.
And
You
I
need to
always,
see your babies.
yeah.
Amen.
I
They get
know.
me
With that.
I need to.
all at the same time. Yay! So when they get
Y'all,
here, it's not online. It's not because I forgot you all. It's just that they're here for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna spend every moment I can with them.
oh yeah, I don't
I
blame
don't
you. You
blame
come,
them.
you see your babies. She only gets to see them one time a year, so
I know.
yeah, you
God.
spend every second with your babies. YouTube
Oh
ain't
yeah.
that, you know. Daisy, I think it'd be great if Don and Candace would go. Well, Don has to work, y'all, and
Also,
um,
we don't know what they can
he's got.
handle. I mean, it's a lot. That is a
Well,
lot.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
that is right now. Don's not being able to work like he should, so he's going to have to get caught up on work, and so um, he tried to work today, y'all, and he ended up having to go to the doctor. So let's pray that he can get his back in shape so he can go back to work full time.
and people don't understand, and Miss Daisy, you know this because you're a nurse, okay?
Hmm.
But people don't understand that all these emotional and mental things and stress, that it
Hmm.
really does take a toll on your health, like on your physical health.
Thank
So,
you.
like, Candace and Don both, or even Grandis or whoever, I call her grandma, whatever they want to call her, can't, is it, what do they
Candy.
call her?
She likes to be
Candy.
called
Okay.
Candy.
Candy. Okay. So with Candy too, the same thing. She's up in age. Think about
Hmm.
all the health problems if they have, and Candace was born with a heart problem already. Now,
Yeah.
all this stress on top of all that. And then you got Don here stressing out. And I'm really worried about
Hmm.
him. That night he got so upset and just enraged. I was so
Hmm.
afraid he was going to have a stroke or a heart attack that
Me
night,
too.
because I could look at his face and I could tell. That
Hmm.
look in somebody's face when their blood pressure is just so sky.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he looked like he was about to stroke out, and I was really
yeah.
worried.
Me
And
and Christine
I
seen them do that before.
I really feel like people, when they do pray for
Hmm.
Summer to be found, they could just say a little prayer in there just to say, okay, well, can we cover the parents that they would
Hmm.
be, healthy, so that when Summer is found, you know what I'm saying, that her parents are here and healthy.
Right, right.
I mean, because if she is found, think about these other kids, how long they've been gone. There was that one little girl that was gone for 12 years, and
Right,
they
Jessica.
found her. And so Summer may be found, and she may be, a young teenager or a early teenager or something.
Maybe one
But
day, yeah.
but people don't understand the mean things they're saying about Summer's parents. See, one
Hmm.
day Summer will be able to see that.
Hmm.
And they need to think about that, because they're just assuming all these things like, oh, well, she's not with us anymore. And they
Good
did
night,
this and they did
Christine.
that. But
Right.
the truth is, people need to,
Christine's up here.
Well,
yeah,
she's
how's
saying
she,
good night in the chat.
how's she
Christine, are
doing
you going
that?
to bed?
Yeah, I gotta work in the morning, y'all. So I just want to say I'm
No.
gonna I'm gonna jump down and
Well, thank you
get
for coming up.
That's
yeah.
all I need is sleep. I have sleep so much. Every time I turn around, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, well, I
We'll
can't
just-
sleep because I got 36 chickens and one duck in
Oh
here. I gotta
no.
tend to. Listen, they eat every 4 hours. Their trays are empty. I have to refill their water and their food
Good night,
tray.
RP, and
You're
They're
like,
cute though. They're growing up.
you're
I
like
got
having
another
two
duck
more
hatching
babies.
too. Good
tell
night, Christine. We love you, girl. Come back now.
well, you guys don't let this YouTube negativity get to you all, okay? If you
Amen.
don't
Amen.
Stay
for a
strong,
minute.
eat nanners.
We got to. Anyway.
All right, love y'all. Love you, Liquid
Love you,
Pop.
Love
Christine.
you.
Have a good day at work tomorrow.
God is love. Lady is love. Goodbye. Good night,
Amen.
Sayla.
Good night. Good night.
Bye,
Daisy, good night.
Christine.
Good
Night.
night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Love y'all.
Thank you for coming up tonight,
Love ya.
Christine. But yeah,
Aw.
it's crazy, y'all. And I'm not going to play in it. I'm going to try to stay away from it as much as possible. I've got to stay out of there, not listen to it
Yeah.
and everything. They are getting big. I want Heart to Touch. Probably this time next week, if it's warm enough, we're going to put them outside in the yard because we got a little. Well, we have to put fence around our apple tree because of baby Jack. So we're going to fence that in with smaller fence and put the babies in under the apple tree and let them free range. Bring them in at night, of course, but let them out during the day. Is that a younger Don with a mustache on your cover? On my cover? Are you talking about my thumbnail? No, we went over two missing children cases, and those were the perpetrators. And I showed these missing children's cases to show that people can come in and stalk children, and they can um, that they watch them and they stalk them, you know. And I wanted to show, not only you all, but also Don and Candace, Candace was in here watching. The father of this little Misty girl, or was it Shasta?
It was
It was
Shasta's
Shasta.
daddy. Yeah.
Shasta's daddy was a suspect. Well, yeah, and
They
he even
gave him
failed.
hell.
He even failed the lie detector test. He was nervous. I bet.
He was so nervous, and also
Yeah.
he probably was in shock and everything else.
Yeah.
I think he
But
just was
thank God he got
scared.
her back. But can you
But they
imagine?
gave him hell, and they would have kept doing it. Imagine if they wouldn't have found her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And they
yeah,
didn't
she
know.
may have ended in jail
He,
over it.
yeah, he could have gone to jail, or either that would have been hung over his head the rest of his life.
She did exactly what Elizabeth Smart did and Elizabeth Smart talked her perpetrator into going back to the hometown, and she walked around. She was covered, but everybody thought it was weird. And so that's what saved her life too, is that she talked her perpetrator into going back to her hometown, because he had took her to California, I think, for a few months, about starved her to death and everything. So, but yeah, them girls are smart. They're survivors. They're survivors. No doubt about it. And I thought it was an interesting subject to talk about. And so I think we had a really good live. And
Yeah, you did a good live. I think that was good to show that, because
yeah, I don't want the drama. I know Jinkies tries to bring drama over here, but I don't want it.
Oh,
she can put it over on her channel, because she always gets me caught up in it, because she always runs off in the mouth and says this and that. Now she's over here trying to stir the banana thing up. So she can do the banana over on hers, but I'm going to try to keep peace. But if I have to defend myself, make no mistake, I will not back down from defending myself, just like I did today.
Right.
I posted a video. Y'all can go back and look. 2 videos that prove of what really is going on over there and how evil it can be. So make no mistake, I will not back down, but I will not keep it stirred up either.
Right.
I will defend
and
myself.
I do think, we have the right to defend ourselves when people come after us and things like that.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I get a lot of things in chat. Well, this is childish. You need to stop. No, you need to go over there and listen to how horrific the things that's being said over there.
And you're just trying to defend yourself. And the thing of it is that I think when, it's like a tantrum, like I think I wrote this earlier in one of your things. I was like, but it's like a child that pitches a tantrum, they just want attention. So it's kind of like if the mama don't play into the fits of the tantrum, eventually they'll get tired of it. But the thing is, as long as they got the audience, they got that audience.
This has been going on for over a year with her. She's not going to stop. No matter how many times I've tried to ignore her, it continues. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you for that super sticker. Love you too, Daisy, Jinky, Sayla. Talk to you tomorrow. Keep kindness in your heart. Thank you, Christine.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen, Christine.
Good night,
God
too.
bless you.
But like I said, I'm not going to play into it, but I will defend myself.
Right.
Read my comment above. Let's see. MC Lick, what comment? Whenever somebody says that, I can't never find the comment. Because it's usually what. Christine, we love you here. Just know that. Can you put it back in the chat? MC Lick Lick?
I'm trying to go up there too and find
Honey.
it. Oh, is it? No, all I see is emojis on there on the one above it.
Yeah. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. I can feel my blood pressure's high.
You better take something.
I'm all right. I know I'm supposed to, but I'll take me some other medicine here in a minute and it'll help me. But yeah, I'm not going to show my face no more because they take it and use it as a weapon against me to make memes and everything. So I was going to do my Tim U hauls, but
I love your two Muhals, even if
I
I'm
know,
laying
but
down
they
and
use
watching it.
They take it and make. And as a fat person, of course, they're going to make funny memes because fat people are,
Well, I'm
it's
overweight,
funny to
and
make memes off of especially somebody like me, which I know I'm overweight. I'm not ashamed of it. I've accepted it, and I've been abused all my life, so I can handle abuse. But I'm going to defend myself. Make no mistake.
yeah, you need to
I've
defend
been abused
yourself.
so much all my life that I will come back and I will fight back when somebody comes after me.
Well, I don't think God expects us to be a doormat anyway. He does
No,
not expect that. People
no.
they're misunderstood when they say, oh, well, God says turn the other cheek. Well, but you got to understand what that
Can you
even
write it back
means.
in there, MC? Exactly. Can you write it back in there? Thank you, Rhonda Lynn. Mr. J. Queen said, "Hey, Miss Daisy, love you." And hey, everyone, mods, Christine. I miss Daisy. Meds now. I miss Daisy. Take your meds now.
Stacey, you
Okay.
take them right this minute. I'm gonna be
I
honest
need
with
to
you.
go.
I'm gonna
Go
take
ahead.
mine too. I was gonna say I'm gonna take my blood pressure. Me and you both up here about to stroke. We're not gonna pronounce that over ourselves, but
I gotta go get
we're gonna
my
make
blood
sure we
pressure
take our medicine. We are gonna make sure we do that.
The problem is, I had my night owl and I don't get up in time and I have to go to another county to get it. So I need to go do it. But what's it going to say? I'll still do the Team U hauls. I'm just not going to show my face.
I just
But I'll
hate
still
that
do them.
because you
I've not
are a
ordered
beautiful
anything.
woman, and I hate that those people are so ratchet and mean that they would say something that would hurt your
Oh, they
feelings
were
because you
saying
really are beautiful.
it wasn't just her saying it. It was the chat being so vicious. And there's
Well,
just
that's
like
because
one
they
big
just jump in.
people.
It's like a bunch of kids in the playground. You got to fight out
Oh,
there,
thank
and
you,
then it's like
Talisa.
vicious little kids just backbiting back. That's how I see it. Kids on a playground when they act like that.
Oh, it's worse than kids. This is more vicious than any vile. It's almost like pure coming straight going into hell. That's
Well,
what it
yeah.
is. It's so vile and so
But I
evil.
mean, they're like children in the fact that they don't think about what they say. They don't care about the consequences of it. It's just they
Yeah.
have a more mean and evil heart by the time they've gotten this old.
I know.
So they
I know.
can really put it to somebody, and it's like they know the right buttons to push and what to say.
Oh yeah. Miss
So
Daisy, you got me in the Goose Squad. We got your back. You are beautiful. We love you. We love seeing your gorgeous face. Oh, thank
I do
you. I
too. That's what I'm
appreciate that.
saying. Your smile, it makes me feel better. It puts me in a better mood when I
Oh,
see you.
she'll really got Tim. You come. I know, guys, and I appreciate y'all being so nice and sweet. But the truth is, I'm a big old woman and I got a double chin, and it's easy for somebody to use it as a weapon to attack me. And I just don't feel like having my face out there either. So that'll be, I'll do them. I'll still do them, but I just ain't going to show my face anymore. Jessica
Well,
said, "Oh, Daisy, I didn't know that was going on, and they speak the Lord's name. No, that's not godly to
no.
judge, shame, bash his children needs to be shut down." Oh, that was nothing compared to what was said over there last night. It was nothing.
Ooh, I'm glad I wasn't over there last night. My blood pressure would have went through the wall, through the roof, if I had been over there. 'Cause
Yeah.
that stuff makes me mad when people talk about my friends that I
Oh, I
care
was
about.
mad. I got her this morning. I posted videos, and I'm going to continue to do it. If she keeps coming after me, I'm going to keep posting what to defend myself. I'm going to defend
Right.
myself. I'm not backing down. Listen here, I am not a person that I might seem very timid, but I've had to fight all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to struggle and fight with people. People has not been nice to me, especially since I've gained weight, and so I'm not backing down by
And
no
you know
means.
what? it's so mean because I've been very thin at a time in my life, and now I'm not so thin. And that happened whenever I was got sick with lupus and all the inflammation
Yeah,
started and all the.
I used to be thin until I got Depo-Provera shot, and then I gained 100 pounds in a year, and
Oh,
then
my
got
daughter, that
pregnant.
happened to her.
Yeah, I was like, I went down after my first baby to like 150, 160 pounds. I did the Depo-Provera. I gained 100 pounds in 1 year. Had a 10 pound, 7 ounce baby after I got pregnant. I tried to breastfeed, get my body back to normal, but I ended up
Yeah.
getting polycystic ovarian syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
insulin resistance, and
Yep.
hypothyroidism. So I can eat one time a day and not lose weight. I can actually gain weight from it.
Yeah, that's
I
what's
was
weird
looking.
because I'm the same way. Like I don't have the thyroid, but I do have the where I took metformin for the insulin resistance,
Hmm.
and then there was something, the
Rhonda.
high blood pressure. But the thing is that people don't understand when your health goes down like that
Yeah,
and you gain weight because your body is like working against itself,
that's
and
exactly what happened
you're
for.
carrying a lot of water weight, you're carrying a lot of
Yeah.
different inflammatory markers. When they're really high, it makes you puff up.
Oh
And
yeah.
especially whenever if they put you on anything that to counteract any kind of thing like that, which is usually steroids, that makes you have that moon face, and
Oh yeah.
you
Well,
get even
everybody said
more.
the Depo-Provera was horrible, making people gain weight. Like it messed
I
with.
didn't know anybody else until you
Mhm.
said that, except my daughter, because she said that. She's like, I swear,
Oh my word.
it's this shot. Because it was after she had her first baby, she took that.
I would have that stomach surgery, but I have no insurance. I got hurt at work, and I have no insurance. So,
Well, I
um,
had the stomach surgery. I had the lap band. And
that's
that
what
is
I
how
wanted
they
to
found
do.
well, they found out that's how they found out I had lupus because it got to where I threw even water up. I could not hold down water. And they took all the fluid out of the band and everything. But what happened
Mhm.
is they had to go back in there and reopen me back up. My body had
Yeah.
built so much scar tissue around my stomach, they had
Yeah.
to work on me for about 6 hours cutting that band off of me where there was scar tissue
Oh,
wrapped around it like a cocoon. He took
oh
a
my
picture
God.
of it and showed it to us. He said, I have never seen anything like that. He said, but your body was attacking that because you have
Mhm.
lupus. And
Oh my
when you have,
God.
your body is hyper vigilant. And so it attacks a foreign object like
Thank you,
in
Jenny.
your body. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was, and then I had to have it taken out. So that made it worse.
Uh, yeah, it does. Graves' disease. Yeah, it causes your cornea to swell in your eyes when you have Graves'. I usually can tell somebody that has Graves' disease because their eyeballs kind of bulge out and their cornea swells, and they can actually white out your cornea. So you have to be really careful and keep that under control, and make sure you don't go into a thyroid storm because that can mess up a whole lot of stuff on you. Thyroid, either way, can be bad. Yeah, I want to have that gastric sleeve. That's what I want, but I
Oh,
have a lot of
yeah.
scar tissue,
See, I
and
do too. But I wouldn't mind trying that because now I don't want to do where they do the what was the other thing when they started out doing
oh,
everything
Mr. J.
everybody
Quinn.
the surgery where they reroute your intestines and all that. It was called
Oh, bypass
gastric
surgery.
bypass. Yeah, my mama
Yeah,
had that, and
yeah.
she ended up dying of sepsis because she had like a
Ooh.
dead colon, and she was only 52,
Oh my
and
goodness.
so I won't get that, but I looked into that sleeve that Doctor
Yeah.
what's his name does in Texas. He showed
Hmm.
like he would show it on.
Dr. Nouse.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
Um,
go on that show if they'd let me, but I'm not
I
600
called.
pounds.
No, I know. I called and he told me I wasn't fat enough. I was like, well, dang, I guess I'll have to
You have to
work
be
harder.
600
I
pounds to
I
do
have to
it.
eat. I have to eat more.
My heart and liver have serious damage, and I'm doing effusions every 3 weeks of Tepezza, Miss Daisy.
Oh,
Oh, well, I know it just puts everything on super speed. Everything. But usually people lose extreme a lot of weight with Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism.
Yeah, because that makes you like run all the time, doesn't it? It makes like your
Yeah,
body
you're
run all the
constantly
time,
like your heart rate's just flying.
burning. Yeah, I think my daughter's got that
Ask
because
about Manjaro shots. I've heard
she's
about
been.
that.
Can young
Sorry.
kids have that? Like, yeah, she'll be 18 in a couple months, but her heart rate all the time, even resting. Her Apple Watch, does the heart rate, and it'll
Uh-huh.
go off even when she's resting. Like her heart rate will go up to like 190.
190.
Yes.
You need to take her in the hospital. She's got something going on with her. I wonder if she's not got a prolapse valve or something going on there. That's dangerous. That's SVTs. That actually she needs to be like on medicine ASAP. Like she could go into cardiac arrest really easy if,
We
if
just
her heart rate
noticed. We just noticed that, like here in
if
the
her
last
heart
couple
rate
weeks.
goes past 120, she needs to go in the hospital.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell her daddy tomorrow.
SVTs is over 150. I mean,
It's called.
that's when they
What's it
start
called?
pushing meds. SVT, supraventricular tachycardia.
Okay, because we did take her to the doctor about it when we first found out, and they were like, "Well,
Uh-huh.
just watch it and stay on top of it." And I'm like, "That
Did they
seems
know it was
like
that high?
yes." We told
You
them.
need to take her to a cardiologist.
Yeah,
We didn't
well,
never play
I'm
with
going
that.
to a
I worked on the
cardiologist
cardiac
myself.
floor.
Well, I'm going to a cardiologist on the first myself, so I'm going to
I
talk to him and
pushed
tell him what's going on with her and see if he'll see her.
I pushed cardiac meds at 130, 140. Yeah.
It
At
worries me.
190, that's scary.
Okay, and I told her, I
She
said, "Don't
may
you
have some
drink."
kind of conductive problem. She may have to have an ablation. You've got your inside of your heart, but then you also have the electrical part of your heart, and sometimes you can grow an extra nod there, and it shoots off an extra shot, and it
Mhm.
causes tachycardia like that. And what you do need to see a doctor because it could be a conductive problem, which is the electrical part of the heart that needs an ablation. But you definitely do not let her go that if it goes over 130, you need to take her in the hospital
Well,
ASAP.
then I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm
That's
calling
scary.
my doctor because
Mm.
she's fixing to be 18 anyway. She doesn't have to have a pediatrician anymore. So I
Yeah,
think
you
I'm just going to go ahead and
definitely.
take her to my internist because that has had me worried because I'm
Okay, Mr.
thinking,
Nathan.
that was pretty high. I thought that was
That's
pretty
oh my god, that's so high. Like when I got sick, my heart went to 160 when I had COVID,
high.
and
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they gave me medicines to bring it down.
Mm.
And so yeah, but she may actually have a conductive problem. I've seen, or she's got a valve problem. One or
But
the
I didn't know
other.
if it could be her thyroid. Can't your thyroid make your heart beat real fast like that? If
I don't
it's
know. They'd have to check it. A
hyperthyroidism.
doctor can check that, but that's dangerous. That
Yeah,
is
she needs
so
to go get
dangerous.
blood work done. I think that we need to take her to get her blood work done. But the
There's
thing is,
something
they did that because she did cheerleading. So she
I
always had
know.
her exams. I don't know why they didn't catch this.
Usually athletic young children, young teenagers have a low heart rate, like in the
Yeah.
50s.
And she's
Hers,
very
there's
athletic.
something
It
going
works
on.
out. Hmm.
Even anxiety wouldn't cause your heart rate to go that high. It wouldn't. There's
See, and
something
that's
going
another
on.
thing I was worried about because we didn't notice it until after Zach, passed away.
Pulmonary valve stenosis. Yeah, that's why, Heidi. That's what's causing it. But yeah, make no mistake. I used to work on cardiac floors. I know when it was time to call doc and push meds.
Well, now
That
that I know
is way
that,
too hot.
in the morning, that's the first thing we're doing is calling doctor
A
because,
cardiologist. I would
yes,
not fool with anything but a cardiologist because they'll tell you if you call and you talk to their secretary and you tell them that her heart rate went up to 190, they will schedule her. They should schedule her to get in pretty quickly. But I
well,
would definitely keep an eye on the heart rate.
I have an appointment on the first. I'm thinking about just taking her in there with me and just telling the doctor when I'm in there, and maybe he
Yes.
will go ahead and see her then because maybe
Yeah.
he'll think that's an emergency. I mean, and maybe he would put her in the hospital and see what's going on at
If
least.
if her heart rate goes over 130, you get her to the ER as ASAP. You don't wait,
Okay, thank you for letting me know
and
that.
make her bear down like she has to poop
Okay,
because that
and
stimulates the vagus nerve and causes your heart rate to drop. I had to do that actually one day at work. One of my coworkers passed out, and when she woke up, her heart rate was in the 160s, and she was freaking out. And I told her to bear down, and by God, it brought it down.
Kind of like you're pushing a baby out, like
Yeah, bear down
real
like you
hard.
have to
Yeah.
poop. It
Yeah.
stimulates that vagus nerve down there.
Okay.
But get her to the hospital ASAP, especially
I'm
if it's
definitely.
ever past that because that's nothing to play around about for sure.
Well, I'm glad she does have that Fitbit watch because that whatever it is that tells her
Mhm.
heart rate and all that, because she can go
Take
back
your
in her
heart
bag.
rate though. I would take it manually. I would take it with my fingers, run it
Mm-hmm.
down the wrist there until you find it and count it for 1 minute and make sure it's right because Fitbit, electronics, you got to be careful. Does she get short of breath or anything when
Yeah,
it gets
she's
like
passed.
that?
Well, when she was in the 5th grade, she passed out during the little
Oh
concert
my
they did at
Lord,
Christmas time.
that's a walking time ticker right there.
And we
Who's
took her
that
to the
from?
hospital, and it's like they just slough everything off.
Mm-mm,
And
you
I
got to
mean,
be your
I'm a
baby's
pusher.
advocate.
No, I am. I'm a pusher to the point that I got an appointment about her neck. She had a limp,
I
like a
take it
limp
too, Miss
thing,
Chewy. Hmm.
and I pushed about that and pushed about that because it would come up and go down and come up and go down. And I finally pushed, and I was like, no, she needs to see somebody. This is big. This is
You're
bothering
talking about
her.
her heart rate, not her blood pressure, right?
No, her heart rate, her blood pressure is normal. That's the weird
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, that
Um,
heart rate. Mm-mm.
and as she does work, and she was drinking like a bunch of monster drinks. I told
Oh
her
my Lord,
stop
she needs to
drinking.
stop that,
I
especially if
said,
she's got a conductive problem.
I
That's
said,
just going
don't
to make it
you?
worse.
No, she's quit drinking those because that was right whenever we first got that heart rate thing. I said, you will not be getting not one more energy drink, and you need to quit drinking coffee or anything like that
Hmm.
for just for a while to see if it goes down. Because
Yeah,
I said, with Zach, and then with drinking all them monster drinks and working and trying to get all of her senior stuff done because she was graduating. So I was just like, okay, maybe it's just a lot going on. But now that I've talked to you and I realize that
that's not normal.
yeah, no, that's not. I didn't know that. So
190. Oh,
yeah,
almost
so
enough to shock her. In some cases, they do shock. Even though the person's awake, they still will do a shock on them. It's called
mm.
cardioversion. If they can't get the heart rate
Oh
to
yeah, yeah,
stay
yeah. They
down.
did that to my mama one time and actually burned her
Mhm.
chest. It made a little like super mark, like
But
a
usually
Superman
they'll
mark.
try medications first before anything else.
Is it
That'll
called an ablation or something? What? No, it's
It's
something where they
cardioversion.
yeah
It's
they
called
have to
cardioversion.
shock her back into her rhythm or something. They did.
Yeah. Yeah, and the person's usually awake, but that's like she's young. I would get her in there. I would not waste any time because that is not safe at all.
Well, Wednesday, that's when I go to the cardiologist and I'm taking her with me. I'm just going to take her with me. And I'm calling tomorrow my regular doctor to get her an appointment in there. And hopefully, though, when the cardiologist sees her like face to face when she's in there with me, maybe
Hmm.
he checks her pulse. And if it really is that high and he sees she's young, maybe he'll go ahead and at least push her in there, even though he has a busy schedule.
If she gets that high again, take it manually. Make sure that it's actually that high for 1 minute. Count the beats, and you can tell because it's beating so fast you can barely count it.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if it's that high again, I recommend calling
The
911
ambulance,
and getting
yeah,
her to
and
the
let them check
hospital
it to see what it is. Yeah,
ASAP
I agree.
and have her bear down like she has to poop.
Well, thank you for telling me that because I'm going to tell my husband that too because you know, she is a fighter and she don't like to go to the doctor, but that's serious and she needs to know how serious
Yeah.
that
You know
is.
how many athletes has had heart attacks because they didn't know they had an underlying
Oh
problem with
yeah.
the conductive and my brother-in-law did that. His went over 200 and he turned white as a ghost. They didn't know how he was still alive when he got to the ER, and it was his conductive. He had to have an ablation done on his heart because it's actually the electrical part of your heart. You have so many different parts of the heart.
Parts,
You
yeah.
have so many. But that's actually the electrical part of the heart that's got a dysfunction, and they can fix that
Well,
before
it
it's
might
too late. But
possible
huh,
it
go
runs
ahead.
in it's possible it runs in the family then because my mom, like she was in her 30s, she had a pacemaker put in,
Yeah.
and they had before they put the pacemaker in though they
Mhm.
kept doing those things on her heart to shock her heart, try to back in a rhythm again.
Yeah.
Before they did that, so it could be like, and now I'm having to see a cardiologist for
Yeah, you might need to get
similar
that checked out
problems.
too.
Yeah, so
It
she's
would
going
be.
with me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, I'll be praying for it, but I think I'm gonna
Thank
go ahead
you.
and end this live now. I've been on here
Alrighty.
2 hours and 38 minutes. I appreciate you coming up
I
tonight
love
and
coming
hanging
up
out
because
with
I
us.
hadn't been on as much, and I did watch y'all one night, but I was laying on my side and I wasn't able to type. And I want to add in
Okay.
there sometimes, and I'll try to type with my side fingers there, but it's hard to do it. So I'm just like,
Uh,
I'm just gonna lay here and listen. I'm tired, but I love y'all, and
right.
I
And
just
see,
want you to know I'm always on your side. I've always got your back. And if
I
I see
appreciate
anybody
that.
saying anything, I won't keep my mouth shut. I will
Oh, I
say it.
know all my peeps. I love y'all for that. Y'all have
Yes.
got my back, and that's what keeps me going. And I've got the most best friends in the world. Every one of y'all are my best friends and my family.
Yes, that's the way I feel. And we love
Appreciate
you.
it. I love
We
y'all,
love you so
everyone.
much. And I just want all y'all to know we love tonight. We love you on there on the chat. And I'm praying for all y'all. And I know Miss Daisy's praying for y'all for the Lord's blessing and his favor to be upon each and every one of you. And you're coming and you're going. And you're weeping and you're
Oh,
rejoicing.
yes, ma'am. Mr. J. Quinn said, I got a rose for Amanda today with her name in gold on it. Oh, Mr.
Oh,
J. Quinn, thank you so
that's
much.
so sweet.
Oh, I appreciate that, Mr. J. Quinn.
That's special.
That is because Memorial Day, this is her first Memorial Day, and
Mm.
I love you all, Miss Daisy, Jinky, Sayla, and all in the midst in chat.
And we love
Thank you
you.
for that, Mr. J. Quinn. That's beautiful. You'll have to send me a picture of it so I can see.
And then when you get it,
Thank
you have
you
to show
for
us.
yeah, for sure. But guys, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Let's not forget about these little children that
That's
I
right.
showed tonight. That they're adults now, but they probably still have a lot of problems. So let's pray for them and their families, and Candace and Don and Summer, and hopefully something will move quickly on this case, and we'll find some answers.
Answers. Yes, Lord.
Mhm. Yeah,
Well, we thank you. Love you. I love you, Miss Daisy. I'm going
I
down.
love you too. Good night, Miss Sayla, and good night to everybody out here. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the stickers. Thank you for the subscribes. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Join us again. We're going to have some more lives like this. Pray for baby Summer. Pray for that we find some answers for this little one. She's the only one out there. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow night. God bless you guys. Bye.